Family Cultivation. I can improve my magic weapon. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 401 Storm is Coming. I heard from your sixth grandfather that you are going to attend the Yang family's wedding banquet tomorrow, so I would like to ask you to bring me something. Your sixth grandfather is very obsessed with beast control recently. This is the only knowledge of beast control that the family can produce. These are the many notes I recorded when I was studying in the Zhu family when I was young. It is not a problem to keep them at home and gather dust. When you go to buy high this time, give these to your sixth grandfather. You can provide him with the best possible help in learning to control beasts. It's a pity that our Chen family does not have a beast master. It's also my fault that I wasn't good at studying when I was young. It was a waste of my family's careful training. I should have learned how to control beasts in the Zhu family. I wasted several years in vain. Qingyun, you must take this as a warning. After putting away the jade slips and chatting with the old patriarch, Chen Qingyun used his wind spirit wings and flew to the White Sea. He had walked this road several times. This time, after the royal wind spirit wings had flown for hundreds of miles, he suddenly heard a whirring sound. This brief strangeness made Chen Qingyun instinctively feel a sense of crisis, and he immediately accelerated his body, dodging a large distance between the lightning and flint. At the same time, a black figure fell from the sky where it had stayed before, revealing the appearance of a demonic bird. Chen Qingyun took a closer look and found that the one who sneaked up on him was a dark demon bird with a pair of wide sharp claws. The demon bird was extremely fast, with its wings spread out to a length of 4 to 5 meters. It missed a sneak attack, changed its direction, and attacked Chen Qingyun again. Seeing the characteristics of the other party, Chen Qingyun quickly reviewed it in his mind and recognized the origin of the other party at a glance. This is a black poisonous eagle from the inner star sea. It is a third-level low-grade demon bird, and its traces are very rare. The characteristics of the black poison eagles are that they have extremely fast bodies and a pair of sharp claws that are stained with poison. If a monk from the Xifu is contaminated with this kind of poison, he can die in an instant. It is fast and highly poisonous. When ordinary monks encounter it, they usually choose to avoid it. Even monsters of the same level can hide from the black poison eagle and are unwilling to fight with it. On the way to the White Sea, this was the first time that I was ambushed by a monster. When did third-level monsters become so common in the inner star sea? You can meet one on the flying road. Chen Qingyun didn't have to think too much at this time. Facing the black poison eagle's attack, he directly used the Aurora Blade to face it. With the initial strength of Xifu, this black poisonous eagle, how big of a storm could it cause in front of Chen Qingyun? It tried to dodge, and just barely escaped the attack of the Aurora Blade. The next moment, it felt a big net wearing down from above its head. The Aurora Blade is famous for its extremely fast killing speed. This blow did not hit the black poison eagle and was dodged by the opponent, which shows how fast this monster bird is. Chen Qingyun had already expected it, and used the Thunderbolt fire net at the critical moment. This commanded the black poison eagle to avoid it and was covered head-on. A large number of thunderbolts and thunderfires flowed crazily, covering the black poison eagle's body. At the same time, the big net was also shrinking, and the silk threads were like sharp and tough blades. The black poison eagle was first paralyzed, twitching all over, and was blown to pieces. Then, under the contraction and cutting of the big net, it turned into a mass of flesh and blood, and was completely killed. Chen Qingyun waved his hand. The Aurora Blade turned into a stream of light and sank into the storage bag, and the Thunderbolt Thunderfire net flew back. The pungent smell of blood dispersed, and a red demon pill fell into Chen Qingyun's hand first, with residual heat and full of pure demon power. The battle only lasted a few breaths. Chen Qingyun used thunderous means to quickly kill the black poison eagle, without the opponent even having a chance to escape. On his wrist, Bei Ling felt the previous crisis, and before he could take action, the battle was over. After a trip out, Chen Qingyun harvested a third-level demon pill. Chen Qingyun put the demon pill away and quickly processed the remaining minions, bones and feathers, which could be used to refine magic weapons. The remaining flesh and blood, because it was full of toxins, was not retained. As a wisp of green heavenly fire appeared in the palm of Chen Qingyun's hand, it was all burned into ashes. The Star Sex campaign has been over for several years, and it is unusual for third-order demon birds to still appear in the inner Star Sea. Is it possible that there are a lot of monsters pouring into the Star Sea and the Star Sect hasn't cleared them yet? Chen Qingyun murmured to himself. He couldn't find an answer no matter how much he thought about it, so he could only continue to spread his wind wings and fly towards the Baihai direction. Arriving at the Moon Wangting Pavilion on Qinggu Island, Chen Qingyun immediately gave the jade slip to Chen Douhai. I guessed that the clan leader would ask you to bring something to me, but I guessed it right after he actually asked me to give it to you. After taking the jade slip and briefly looking at it, Chen Douhai's face was full of smiles. With these beast control notes, I will take a few more months to fully understand them, and then I will go to the Zhu family to purchase some spirit beast cubs and try to breed them without signing a contract. By then, I will probably be busy buying spiritual beasts from the Zhu family. Grandpa 6, are you going to reach the next level of beast control? Chen Qingyun asked curiously. Different from simply raising jade spirit bees and raising spirit beasts, ordinary beast control apprentices cannot do it alone. At least one low-level first-level beast master must participate. The Chen family had previously bred water seahorses, and they had obtained a large amount of breeding knowledge carefully recorded by the Zhu family, coupled with Zhu Ruolan's guidance from time to time. They finally domesticated water seahorses. It can be said that without the careful attention and guidance of the Zhu family, the Chen family would not have domesticated the water seahorse so quickly. From now on, the breeding of fire dragon colts will rely heavily on the help of Zhu Ruolan and the Zhu family. First level beast master, you think too highly of me, and you still lack some firepower. Chen Douhai smiled. In fact, it would take at least half a year to break through to the first level. Chen Douhai's talent for controlling beasts is currently the best in the family. In fact, the family has added 15 new fire dragon foals. 6th Grandpa, you may try to breed them. Oh, fire dragon foals. Chen Douhai's face showed some excitement when he heard this. When did the family get the fire dragon foals? Did they buy the cubs from the hidden Mist Island? Chen Qingyun briefly recounted this matter. Chen Douhai has lived in Baihai for a long time and could not know the family's situation in the first time. Now that he knows that the family has captured another group of fire dragon foals, he is very happy from the bottom of his heart. Forget it, a fire dragon foal is worth more than 8,000 spirit stones, which is very precious. I can't bear to breed it for practice. Chen Douhai finally shook his head and decided to take steady steps. I'd better buy some spirit beasts from the Zhu family first, and start breeding with the cheap ones. Chen Qingyun and 6th grandfather were chatting. The Yang family banquet was about to be held. At the same time, in the northern part of Xingsha Islands, in the Yanhuang Mountain Zhang family, in the cave of the second elder. Zhuxiantu had a serious look on his face, and was talking about the banquet that the Yang family of Hongshan Island was about to hold. Chapter 402, Adding Fuel to the Fire. This time the Yang family sends out invitations and invites friends to the banquet. As long as you pay a little attention, you can get some information. With so many people watching over the Beishi mine, it would undoubtedly be very easy for Zhang Jin to know the time and place of the banquet if he wanted to inquire. Zhang Jiazu, the second elder of the Zhang family, his face immediately darkened as he listened to the younger generation chattering incessantly, trying to incite the family to take action and launch a raid on the Yang family. He continued to listen until he heard that Zhang Jin wanted to open the gate of the Yang family and hold a banquet. During the banquet, he called on the Zhang family to take action and seize the white stone veins. He finally couldn't help but angrily yelled, "Zhang Jinu, you are really blinded by lard. You are doing this because you want to destroy the hundreds of years of foundation of our Zhang family, and you want our Zhang family to have no descendants. The more he talked about it, the more excited he became. He thought that the elders would listen to his suggestion, so he immediately told the clan leader about it and prepared to raid the Beishi mine. Unexpectedly, Zhang Jin suddenly panicked when he was scolded by an elder like this. No, 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 elder, don't get me wrong. How dare I do this? I'm not doing this for the good of my family. For the good of the family. Zhang Jiazu looked at the younger generation in front of him as if he were a fool. Zhang Jin thought the elder didn't understand what he meant, so he quickly explained. Elder, please listen to me. In order to mine the white stone, the Chen and Yang family had previously deployed a second-level formation, the Danyiku Shui formation, around the mine. It could withstand attacks from up to 10 foundation-building monks. In addition, the mine was strictly guarded all year round. There was no chance of a surprise attack. And now the opportunity has come. Those bastards from the Yang family are going to hold a banquet, and it's time to open the door to welcome guests. At this time, as long as we disguise ourselves, we can drive directly into the Yang family and catch them off guard. Speaking of this, Zhang Jin showed a look of greed on his face and spoke in a thicker voice. At that time, according to the strength of our family, as long as there are monks from the Zaifu leading the team, who can stop the Yang family? In order to survive, we must either escape from the clan or surrender and give up the white stone mine. In this way, the second-level mineral vein is in our hands, and this profit becomes our Zhang family's. Oh, you can become something in the palm of your hand so easily. Why don't you think that the monks of the Chen family are just decorations? Facing Zhang Jiazu's rhetorical question, Zhang Jin had already been on a whim, immersed in his own illusion, and responded quickly. A rising star in the Chen family is nothing. Chen Xianming and Chen Qingyun have only opened the Purple Mansion for a long time. It took less than 10 years. They are far from the match of our clan leader. Second, elder, you have now successfully opened up the Z Mansion. Even if you only lead a team, it will be enough to eradicate the entire Chen family. It is even easier to destroy the Yang family. What else do you have to worry about? Our clan leader has recently reached the pinnacle of the Zaifu, and now you, the real person of the Zaifu, are worthy of being compared with us. I'm confused. Why did my Zhang family have such a cheater like you? The Zhang family ancestor became angrier and angrier as he listened, with an angry look on his face as he continued to scold. You don't have to think about it with your own brain. Although we don't pay attention to the Yang family, the Chen family is not simple. Then, Chen Xianming is cunning and sophisticated. I guess I have no chance of killing him even if I try my best. Besides, Chen Qingyun is the latecomer and must have some trump cards in his hand. You can't think too highly of yourself and underestimate the methods of the Zaifu monks. Use your pig brain and think about it carefully. That time the Chen family held a banquet in the Zhuxian Tower, even Zhu Yurong from Lingbo Shan and the Longxin envoy from the Xing sect came to support them. Do you think there is a relationship between the Chen family and these two people? Will there be any intersection? When the Chen family is really in trouble, will the two of them just sit back and ignore it? A Lingbao mountain with a profound foundation is far beyond what we can compete with, let alone a star patroller and the even larger star sect behind it. You just focus on destroying the Chen and Yang families and seizing the Beishi mineral vein. Even if we do capture the mineral vein in the end, what will happen? Not only will your own vitality be greatly damaged, how will you solve the problem of selling the Beishi? You have a way to find a wealthy buyer. Home? As a younger member of the family, if you don't practice well, you will always know how to kill, rob, and come up with such ridiculous ideas to harm the family. For the sake of the peace of the family, you will be confined to the family for the next 3 years. Without my permission, you cannot step out of the family. Otherwise, don't blame me for being ruthless with the flying sword in my hand and beheading you to maintain the peace of the family. Second, elder. After receiving such a bunch of words in response and feeling the murderous intent in the eyes of the second elder, Zhang Jin was so frightened that cold sweat broke out from his back. Shut up. That's the end of the matter. Don't bother with the plans of the Chen and Yang families in the future, lest you bring trouble to the family. How many families in the Star Sea have been destroyed by self-righteous fools like you? Second Elder, I am doing this for the family. You have banned me for 3 years. This is absolutely unacceptable. You are so arrogant. Zhang Jin began to plead. I have given up. I will inform the clan leader about this later. The clan leader must have the same idea as me and will not let you fool around. Listen, I don't know if you have contacted the manpower outside to target the Chen and Yang families. If so, stop immediately and don't cause trouble for me outside, otherwise I will have to skin you first. At this moment, Zhang Jin was so scared that he collapsed on the ground, his mouth trembling, feeling a great killing intent. A cultivator in the late stage of qi refining, so spineless at this moment. Without paying attention to Zhang Jin's expression, Zhang Jiazu immediately took Zhang Jin to see his own family head and told him about this matter. After hearing this, Zhang Zenai, the head of the Zhang family, was surprised that his own family head did not intend to confine Zhang Jin immediately, but said with a very calm expression, I have my own plans for this matter, and it is not his turn as a junior to make decisions. Seeing that the patriarch seemed to be interested in making a move and wanted to take action against the Chen family, Zhang Jiazu felt something was wrong in his heart. He immediately wanted to dissuade him, but he only heard Zhang Zenai issued an order to expel him. Okay, you guys leave for now. This matter will be concluded in the next few days, and you don't need to worry about it. The patriarch was majestic, and Zhang Jiazu couldn't say much, so he had to leave silently. He recently felt that the clan leader was a bit mysterious, hiding his head and showing his tail, and he was often missing. What's even more strange is that the clan leader's cultivation has increased rapidly during this period. It would take 20 to 30 years to break through the peak of the Purple Mansion, but he did it in these 2 months. Because the Zhang family violated the rules during the war, not only were more than 100 people who participated in the war wiped out, but also a Purple Mansion cultivator. Moreover, all the rewards accumulated from participating in the war were confiscated by the Star Sect, and not a single spiritual stone was distributed. In the Star Sect's war, the Zhang family lost both the wife and the soldiers. It is not easy to recover in a short period of time. Not to mention accumulating natural materials and treasures to allow the clan leader to break through the peak of the Purple Mansion. This is easier said than done. The more the Zhang family ancestor thought about it, the more he felt something was wrong. There must be something wrong when things are abnormal. Is there any background in the family that he doesn't know about, or has the clan leader had an adventure recently and gained a great opportunity? With doubts in his heart, Zhang Jiazu did not dare to ask more questions. He just felt that the patriarch had been more irritable recently and his temperament was a little uncertain. In this situation, there is always a sense of going crazy. Seeing Zhang Zenai's response, it seems that there is a chance to attack the Chen family. Zhang Jinu's face showed excitement and followed him out of the hall. Not long after the two left, Zhang Zenai left the hall with an indifferent look. He controlled a flying boat and flew out of Yanhuang Mountain, heading west for thousands of miles, and finally landed on a deserted island. Chapter 403 Black Blood Demon. On the deserted island, 4 figures have been waiting here for a long time, 3 men and 1 woman. The oldest one looks more than 300 years old, and the youngest one is in his 60s. Seeing Zhang Zenai appear, the oldest and thin black-robed old man spoke first. It seems that Elder Zhang has thought it through. Tell me, when are you going to take action? The old man who spoke was from the ancient god sect. He was an elder named Black Blood Demon, and his cultivation had reached the peak of Purple Mansion. The 3 people following him were his 3 apprentices. The 2 men were in the early stage of Purple Mansion, and the graceful woman was at the peak of foundation building. This lineup was enough to sweep across the Xingsha Islands, and they gathered here today. After Zhang Zenai appeared here, he took off his disguise, and a black aura appeared on his face. He looked at the gloomy eyes of Black Blood Demon and said with some caution in his heart, there is currently a 4th-level Star Sect formation master in the Chen family who is setting up a 4th-level formation. If we don't take action before the formation is set up, my Zhang family will have no chance to wipe out the Chen family. What I am most worried about now is not Chen Xianming and Chen Qingyun, but the Star Sect Formation Master. When we take action, will she stand on the side of the Chen family to fight against us? At this moment, no one would have thought that the current patriarch of the Zhang family, one of the two major Purple Mansion families in the Xingsha Islands, has fallen into the devil's way and become a minion of the ancient god cult. A few years ago, the traces of the ancient god cult's demon cultivators appeared in the inner star sea. Zhang Zhenai went to clear them out and was bewitched by a Purple Mansion period female demon cultivator. Because he was greedy for practicing magic skills, he fell into the devil's way. In recent years, in order to meet the needs of the skills and worried about exposing his identity, Zhang Zhenai went to the outer star sea many times. In the outer sea area, he looked for mortal towns to start slaughtering, and had already slaughtered more than 600,000 mortals. He had been using righteous skills to hide his demonic energy over the years. What's more hateful is that during the Xingzong's war, Zhang Zhenai was like a poisonous snake, looking for towns with weak strength and few high-level cultivators. He kept killing his own people and slaughtered several towns in succession. He fished in troubled waters, created killings, practiced magic skills, and made rapid progress in his cultivation. It was also in these 2 months that he broke through the shackles and reached the peak of the Purple Mansion stage. This person is already the most hidden demon in the Xingsha Islands. If he is left alone for a few more decades without being eliminated, as his mind is affected by the magic skills, his temperament becomes abnormally irritable, and sooner or later he will set off a bloody storm and break the peace of the Xingsha Islands. Seeing that Zhang Zhenai seemed to be afraid, the black blood old demon showed a sinister smile on his face, which was a bit playful. A 4th level formation master, this is a core cultivator of the Xingzong. If we can kill him, the Xingzong will definitely feel the pain. What is the specific strength of that person? It is just right to eliminate a core member of the Xingzong, which is a good thing for our ancient god sect. Since the Chen family held the Purple Mansion banquet, the Zhang family has been paying attention to the Chen family's every move. The fact that Bai Yinyin came out of the mountain and followed to Lingjian Island to set up the formation is not a secret in itself. Many cultivators in the Xingzong know it, so it is not difficult to find out. Zhang Zhenai reviewed the information he had and said slowly, that person's strength is in the late Purple Mansion period, which is not too difficult. What is difficult is her background. She is a disciple of the 8th elder of Xingzong, Hongling Patriarch, and is a senior sister and junior brother of Chen Qingyun of the Chen family. Moreover, according to my investigation, this girl had a disaster in her childhood. Her hometown was massacred by the monks of Jian Island. Only she survived by chance. Later, she was taken back to Xingzong by Hongling Patriarch to practice and was accepted as a direct disciple. Her childhood experience is estimated to make her hate the monks of Jian Island and resent us. When the time comes, once you and I reveal our aura, I am afraid it will lead her to take action. You worry too much. As soon as Zhang Zhenai finished speaking, the black blood demon couldn't help but sneer twice, looking at Zhang Zhenai with a smile, making Zhang Zhenai feel like he was stared at by a poisonous snake and felt very uncomfortable. In recent years, although the cultivators of Jian Island could not compete with Xingzong and had withdrawn from the outer sea and moved to the Wanjiantu Sea for refuge, they still have some foundation and can bite off a piece of meat from Xingzong. The Red Spirit Ancestor rarely asks about things outside the sect. As long as she doesn't kill her beloved disciple, she will never come forward to provoke our ancient god sect again and let Xingzong allocate troops to deal with us. The black blood demon narrowed his eyes, put his hands behind his back, and continued with a somewhat nonchalant tone. It's up to you whether to take action this time or not. If you miss this opportunity, it won't be so easy to take action against the Chen family next time. You two families have accumulated grievances. If you coexist for a long time in this small Xingsha Islands, a bigger conflict will break out sooner or later. You should know the truth that there can't be two tigers in one mountain. You don't need me to teach you. Well, there can't be two tigers in one mountain. This is natural. If the Chen family is not eliminated, it will definitely raise tigers and threaten my Zhang family. Then what are you still worried about? If you don't take the opportunity to kill the Chen family now, do you have to wait until they are fully grown and let them come to kill you? You know the importance of the matter. You are also a guest elder of my ancient god sect. You have been tied to the same boat with us for a long time. You have received a lot of benefits from us over the years. Why are you so indecisive now? What big things can you accomplish with such a character? The words of the black blood demon made Zhang Zhenai ponder and became more determined to take action in time to destroy the Chen family. With the existence of the white stone vein, the annual income of up to 1 million low-grade spirit stones makes the Zhang family jealous and uneasy. Once the Chen family is allowed to continue to develop, with such a large spirit stone base to purchase resources, the rise of the Chen family is immeasurable. By then, there will really be no room for their Zhang family. It is related to the survival of my Zhang family. The stumbling block of the Chen family must be removed as soon as possible. After sorting out the pros and cons again, Zhang Zhenai showed a resolute look on his face and said ruthlessly, "This time, you should act as quickly as possible and not let the Chen family leave a single person alive, lest the relationship between you and me be exposed. I don't want to abandon Yanhuang Mountain with my people. Like Giant Island, there is no place for us in the Star Sea and we can only migrate to the 10,000 Monsters Sea to survive. When that time comes, why would I still care about my people? I can just use them as blood food and bring out their final value. Why would I bother to migrate with them?" The thought flashed through the mind of the black blood demon, but he didn't say it out loud. He said, "You don't need to remind me of this." The black blood demon narrowed his eyes and said greedily, "The tens of thousands of people in the Chen family are all blood food, which can help me to perfect my magic weapon. How can I show mercy and let a live person go? Why do you worry about this? Okay, have you brought the things? Stop talking nonsense. I have come all the way to your inner Star Sea this time, but I will not do it for free. You are the leader of a clan, so you should know that there is no free lunch in the world, so I don't need to nag you." Zhang Zhenai heard this and took out a wooden box from his storage bag calmly, and handed it to the black blood old demon with some reluctance. Chapter 404, Top Quality Spiritual Stone. He took the wooden box and opened it to check. What was placed inside was a top quality spiritual stone. A high-grade spiritual stone is worth a lot. Far more than 10,000 low-grade spiritual stones. It can be exchanged for a purple mansion crystal from the 5 major sects. Higher-grade top-quality spiritual stones can serve as the source of energy for 6th-level formations and can also be used to refine high-level spiritual elixirs. The Zaifu monk holds a top-quality spiritual stone, which can increase the chance of breaking through the golden elixir stage. However, this level of spiritual stone is beyond the reach of the ordinary Zaifu monks, and it is also rare in the hands of the golden elixir monks. Just the moment he opened the wooden box, he felt the spiritual energy in the spirit stone, which also helped the demon cultivator to break through. The old black-blooded demon nodded with satisfaction. "Very good. Your Zhang family has accumulated wealth for hundreds of years. Now that you are inviting me to take action, it can be considered that you are sincere. Let's talk about your plan." The best spiritual stones have been sent out, and in cooperation with the demonic cultivator of the ancient god sect, Zhang Zhenai can only go all the way to the dark side and slowly reveal his thoughts on the battle. This battle is mainly to eradicate the Chen family. The Chen family's important territory on the spiritual island is the outside world. Apart from Lingjian Island, there are currently only Psychedelic Island, Yuanzhu Island, and an unknown Hematite Island. I will arrange my manpower to focus on conquering Lingjian Island. I will first launch a beheading operation and kill Chen Xianming and Chen Qingyun. The rest will no longer be a threat and will definitely become fish on the table. Your assistance this time is to hide on one side. If The Chen family hides the cultivators of the Zaifu, or reveals a hidden secret that is difficult to deal with. You will be needed to help me then. After this is accomplished, the clansmen on the Chen family's spiritual islands will be left to you to carve up. I, the Zhang family, will never interfere. Haha, easy to say. I understand your concerns. Don't you just want to keep the four of us master and apprentice from showing up? As long as you can take action to deal with those little fish and shrimps in the Chen family, there is no need for me to take action. Okay, let's do it in a few days, and then I'll be summoned. After finalizing the plan, the four old black-blooded demons stayed on the island that day, waiting to take action in a few days. Zhang Zenai flew back to Yanhuang Mountain. In the past few days, he began to summon the foundation-building monks who were away to return to the clan and prepare to hold a clan meeting. The next day, the Yang family banquet was held on Hongshan Island. The wedding banquet was very lively and full of joy. The Yang family monks, whether they were outside or practicing in seclusion, all gathered together this time. There were only more than 100 monks who came to the banquet, most of whom were casual friends. It was far less grand than the Zaifu banquet held by the Chen family. At the banquet, Chen Qingyun's appearance attracted the attention of many people, who were all looking at this legendary figure of the Chen family. Naturally, some people were fawning over him. In this regard, Chen Qingyun, while being polite, maintained the relationship between the Chen family and these monks, at least not to offend them. The people sent by the Chen family to attend the banquet were Chen Qingyun and Chen Douhai. The wedding banquet held by the Yang family was partly to celebrate the occasion, but also had another purpose, which was to celebrate the family's growing development and boost the morale of the clan members. The banquet lasted for a day. At the end, when Chen Qingyun was about to return to Zhenhai Island, several family monks politely asked him to stay. These people came up to talk to each other. They were all here as matchmakers. They wanted to marry their young women to Chen Qingyun as a concubine and build a relationship with the Chen family. There are even young female casual cultivators who have a crush on Chen Qingyun. If Chen Qingyun is willing, he can take them away at any time. Now I don't know which families and famous casual cultivators are in the Xingsha Islands, how strong the Chen family is, how much potential it has, and how great Chen Qingyun is. When preparing to mediate with Chen Qingyun, they all searched for information in advance and inquired about Chen Qingyun's information. Knowing that Liu Zilin and Chen Qingyun from Lingbaoshan were very close, and they were in love, they naturally would not overwhelm her, and asked her daughter to be Zhang Qingyun's wife, so she could only take a step back and marry as a concubine. Chen Qingyun declined this politely. These moves to bring the Chen family closer did not necessarily rely on marriage. After staying one night at Yang's house, Chen Qingyun returned to Lingjian Island the next day. Time flies, 5 days have passed, and basically all the foundation-building monks outside the Zhang family have been summoned back to their clan. Zhang Zenai immediately held a family meeting and mentioned the operation to eliminate the Chen family. As soon as they heard that they were going to take action against the Chen family, many senior officials of the Zhang family were ready to take action. They have long wanted to eradicate this hidden danger as soon as possible and suppress the opportunity of their opponent's rise in time. They can't let it go anywhere. But there are still people like the Zhang family ancestor who are sensible and feel that they should not take action against the Chen family at this time. 3 people, represented by the Zhang family ancestor, have raised concerns. Zhang Zenai has already given a top-quality spiritual stone as a reward, and he has contacted the black-blooded old devil, but he will not stop there. A top-quality spiritual stone, the only one in the entire Xingsha Islands. It is a rare treasure for the Golden Core cultivators. If it weren't for the purpose of inviting the old demon of black blood, Zhang Zenai would not be able to part with it. In the family hall, 80% to 90% of the Zhang family monks were ready to make a move. After eradicating the Chen family this time and consolidating the Zhang family's rule in the Xingsha Islands from now on, who would dare to be unreasonable to the Zhang family? Killing chickens to scare monkeys is something that Xingzong can do, and so can the Zhang family. The most excited among them is Zhang Jin. He had a look of elation on his face, And he did not forget to run up to Zhang family ancestor and laugh out loud. Second elder, I said this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The patriarch is indeed wise. Now, the number of cultivators in our family has reached 1,000. The advantage of the number of cultivators alone is enough to crush the Chen family. What is there to be afraid of? I know you want to be safe, but our Zhang family is strong and powerful, and we have enough strength to clear the obstacle of the Chen family. The ancestor of the Zhang family was worried. He always felt that Zhang Zenai's actions today were not considered, lacking his usual foresight and steadiness, as if he had become a different person. While thinking, a bad idea suddenly came to his mind. At this time, the ancestor of the Zhang family looked at his own head and felt a chill. In the Xinghai Xiuxian world, the number of hidden demon cultivators is difficult to count, and it is impossible to count. These demon cultivators often disguise themselves and live in mortals or immortal families. They use righteous skills to cover up the demonic energy on their bodies, which is equivalent to time bombs. It is unknown when they will explode. In order to meet the needs of skills and refine magic tools, demon cultivators often secretly harm their own people. Even powerful demon cultivators would directly choose to massacre the city on a large scale, bloodbathing the people in a region, using extremely vicious means. Are there demon cultivators hiding in the Zhang family? The ancestor of the Zhang family could not be sure. Even the Qing sect, which had stood for 1,000 years, would not guarantee that there were no demon cultivators among its disciples. At this moment, the ancestor of the Zhang family realized this problem, and immediately quietly performed a spiritual pupil technique, carefully peeping at Zhang Zenai, wanting to verify his guess. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 405, The Departed Zhang Family Ancestor. This spiritual pupil spell is called Qingguang Spiritual Pupil, which was obtained by Zhang Jiazu when he killed a foundation-building bandit cultivator in the outer sea more than 10 years ago. Once this spell is used, it can see through the cultivator's breath disguise and change his appearance. In the past 10 years, he absorbed the morning sun's energy every day, constantly condensed his eyes to practice, and practiced this spiritual pupil spell. After the Qingguang spiritual pupil was used, a faint bright yellow appeared in Zhang Jiazu's eyes. When he looked over, he clearly saw the abnormality of Zhang Zenai, and there were actually black demonic energy surrounding him. Especially on his face, the demonic energy had condensed to a dark color, which was quite eye-catching. Demon cultivator. Seeing this scene, Zhang Jiazu was greatly shocked. Even though his Tao heart was firm, he almost shouted subconsciously. He never thought that the patriarch, who usually behaved dignifiedly, would be so righteous and actually a demon cultivator with a hidden identity. If he had not known Qingguang's extraordinary spiritual pupils and would not have been wrong, how could he have believed this result? What a sin! At this moment, Zhang Jiazu's heart was in turmoil. He couldn't help but think of Zhang Zenai's strange behavior in recent years. He often went into seclusion and was not seen by people. He was mysterious. I'm afraid that he had already turned to practicing magic at that time. In addition, Zhang Zenai's temperament has changed recently, and his emotions are unpredictable. It's like a different person. All these changes combined explain everything. Point it out or pretend to be unaware. Two choices quickly emerged in his mind. But soon, Zhang Jiazu made a choice on the spot. If I reveal his identity as a demon cultivator in public, how many people in the family will believe it? Doing so will only arouse the murderous intent of this demon. I'm afraid he will kill me first. How can I be his opponent? Now, it's better to protect yourself. There is a purple mansion demon cultivator in the family. We don't know how many heinous crimes this demon has committed. The whole family will be implicated. Before, Zhang Jin was blinded by greed and pushed the family into the fire pit. Now there is a purple mansion demon cultivator hiding. All the ancestors of the Zhang family, don't blame me for abandoning the family today. Having made a decision in his heart. Zhang Jiazu secretly gritted his teeth and ignored Zhang Jinu. He didn't bother to notify other members of the family, worried that there were demon cultivators who were also related. He found the right opportunity to slip out of the hall, flew down Yanhuang Mountain alone, and flew all the way to Xingluo Islands, deciding to hide for a while. While Zhang Jiazu left, the meeting was still going on in the Zhang family hall. The Zhang family is huge, with a total of 1,002 cultivators, including 2 Purple Mansion cultivators and 32 Foundation Building cultivators. The main reason why there is such a large population of cultivators is that the Zhang family welcomes all outside cultivators, as long as they marry into the family or change their surnames after marrying into the Zhang family. The Zhang family itself is the first family in the Xingsha Islands. With this reputation, it has a great appeal to the surrounding cultivators. In recent years, the Zhang family has absorbed many cultivators to join the family and has continued to expand its scale. But it is also because of this that the Zhang family, because 30% to 40% are not cultivators of the same clan, the family cohesion is far less than that of the Zhang family and the Chen family, which are authentic immortal families. However, with the Purple Mansion cultivators as a force to suppress and various welfare to maintain, many cultivators will still choose to stand on the side of the Zhang family. Unless they encounter a catastrophe of genocide, they will advance and retreat with the Zhang family on weekdays. At this clan meeting, many cultivators had different ideas. Cultivators from the family, such as the Zhang family ancestor, one of the Sheng generation, and 2 of the Jia generation, are not willing to take action against the Chen family. They know that once such a family war breaks out, even if the Zhang family can win in the end, it will definitely hurt its vitality. This result is extremely detrimental to the long-term development of the family, and they must be wary of the loose cultivators in the family who will rebel and take the opportunity to usurp power. After all, among the 32 foundation building cultivators in the family, 20 are loose cultivators. In the past 10 years, the top leaders of the Zhang family have been dedicated to promoting their own family members, and have poured resources into the direct bloodline of the Zhang family ancestor to help open up the Purple Mansion. This approach has made several loose cultivators in the family who are at the peak of foundation building dissatisfied, thinking that the family still favors their own family members and treats them as outsiders. The internal conflicts of the Zhang family are often caused by the cultivators of the family and the loose cultivators of other races, and it is difficult to get along harmoniously. For this reason, the top leaders of the Zhang family have a headache about this problem, and can only issue more salaries to pacify and govern. The Zhang family casually absorbed casual cultivators into the family and changed their names, which eventually led to the intensification of conflicts within the family and made it difficult to cure them. This made many immortal cultivation families in the Xingsha Islands take it as a warning. This time, more than 80% of the clan members who called for war and followed Zhang Zenai were outsiders who joined the Zhang family. They were full of fighting spirit and wanted to suppress the Chen family to plunder resources, profit from it, and consolidate their position in the Zhang family. Those who were a little ambitious wanted to turn the tables. If the family can't give too many benefits, then go and rob other families. This is the voice of many casual cultivators in the Zhang family. The Zhang family has inherited the genealogy of Zhang Xiaqiqi, Jiao Teng Zaiqi, Zhenjia Shengjing, Zhang Liang Shanwei for more than 800 years. Now it has developed to the Zhang character generation, and many cultivators have agreed to go to war and kill the Chen family together to boost the prestige of the Zhang family. On this day, the morale of the Zhang family was soaring. In their opinion, the number of cultivators alone was enough to crush the Chen family. Since the head of the family is at the peak of the Purple Mansion, such a powerful strength is no match for ordinary Purple Mansion cultivators. Not to mention Chen Xianming and Chen Qingyun, who have only opened up the Purple Mansion for a few years. Zhang Zenai counted the family's high-level combat power and found that Zhang Jiazu had disappeared. He sent a message but received no response. He began to ask other people if they had seen Zhang Jiazu. "I saw him in the hall just now, but I don't know where he went now." The third elder Zhang Qingguang shook his head repeatedly, puzzled. Second elder, This is what happened. Why did he disappear at the critical moment? We might as well wait for him first. His cultivation is in the Purple Mansion period. As long as he participates in the battle, he will be a great help. Several family elders also nodded, thinking that the two Purple Mansion cultivators would definitely win. Don't pay attention to him. It's better to leave a Purple Mansion cultivator to guard, so as not to let outsiders take advantage of the loophole. Zhang Zhenai looked solemn and said loudly, "First, wipe out the Chen family, and then look for the second elder." A large number of Zhang family cultivators gathered, and under the organization of Zhang Zhenai, they opened the family treasury to receive equipment and improve their combat effectiveness as much as possible. 12 foundation building cultivators from the clan were left behind, and more than 400 Qi refining cultivators were stationed in the clan land to start the island protection formation. Zhang Zhenai waved his hand and led 20 foundation building cultivators and 500 Qi refining cultivators to gather at the dock, boarding 10 spirit ships, each with 52 people, and headed towards Lingjian Island. Among these cultivators who went to fight, 80% were independent cultivators, and those who stayed in Yanhuang Mountain were basically the direct descendants of the family to prevent the family from breaking out in civil strife. Yanhuang Mountain and Lingjian Island are both located in the east of Xingsha Islands, with a distance of about 20,000 miles between them. According to the speed of a first-level spirit ship, it can be reached in 2 days at most. Because the Chen family often pays attention to the dynamics of various places in Xingsha Islands, especially guarding against the Zhang family. After the Zhang family's spirit ships were deployed on a large scale, the news quickly spread in the Chen family. Chapter 406, Coming with Fierce Force. Preparing for the worst. Considering that the Zhang family might be heading straight for Lingjian Island, Chen Xianming immediately sent a message to Chen Qingyun. Prepare to call Chen Qingyun and Chen Qingyun back to the clan. Chen Qingyun was instructing Chen Qingyun to learn the art of refining weapons and preparing to refine the red iron sword. At this time, he received a message from the clan leader. He opened it and couldn't help frowning. Zhang family. The family message indicated that there might be an invasion by foreign enemies. Chen Qingyun temporarily stopped teaching and left the refining room with Chen Qingyun, who was puzzled. "Qingyun, the family message summons you and me back to Lingjian Island." As soon as he left the refining room, he saw Chen Qingyun coming quickly. The two checked the content of the query and found that it was the same. Realizing that this matter was not trivial, they quickly put down their affairs at hand and told Chen Qingyun not to leave the island easily. There were 4 formations set up on the island, and there was a dry water hidden sea formation hiding Zhenhai Island, so it was difficult for giant and cultivators to find traces. Chen Qingyun had nothing to worry about the safety of Zhenhai Island. If the Zhang family really grasps the location of Zhenhai Island and sends troops to attack, according to the distance between Zhenhai Island and Lingjian Island, Chen Qingyun can reach it in a flash by performing the 5 elements sky escape. He told his good sister that if an external enemy attacks the island, she must inform him immediately. Chen Qingyun checked that the 4 formations were in operation, and then he drove the Panlong and flew quickly to Lingjian Island with Chen Qingyun. As soon as he arrived at the family dock and stepped onto Lingjian Island, he saw Chen Xianming waiting at the dock. "Qingyun, Qingyun." Seeing the two return, the old patriarch came forward and said solemnly. The Zhang family dispatched 10 spirit ships this time, with more than 500 cultivators, led by Zhang Zhenai, the head of the Zhang family. Such a large-scale sailing operation seems to be a big move. This reminds me of the He family more than 100 years ago. At that time, in order to suppress the He family, the Zhang family sent 5 spirit ships and more than 200 cultivators to attack the He family's territory and wiped out the He family overnight. This time, the Zhang family dispatched a larger scale, led by the Purple Mansion cultivator. "I am worried that they are coming for us, so I hurried to call you back. We must be on guard in advance and make the worst plan." The He family of Bishui Island was the top foundation building family in the Xingsha Islands more than 100 years ago. Because of the conflict of interest with the Zhang family, The He family was suppressed by the Zhang family in its heyday and quickly went to ruin. The demise of the He family caused all the families in the Xingsha Islands to witness the Zhang family's tyranny and arrogance. Since then, they have been polite to the Zhang family and dared not offend them. This also made the Zhang family gradually dominate the Xingsha Islands, act more arrogantly, and offend many people invisibly. Now, after the annihilation of the He family, the Zhang family's large-scale deployment soon attracted the attention of many parties. Several families who paid attention to the Zhang family's actions have noticed it, and have been prepared, fearing that they are coming for one of their families. The Zhang family has made such a big move in the Xingsha Islands. Unless there is any high-level monster that is worth their mobilization, it is probably coming for us. Chen Qingyun looked back on the past and said solemnly, "Back then on Xingwen Island, the Zhang family deliberately murdered us, which made our two families have a grudge. Sooner or later, there will be a battle. Since they can't hold back this time and want to take action first, we can't be soft-hearted." "You're right." Chen Xianmin nodded and said, "Our Chen family is not a soft persimmon. Not everyone can call for a fight. The pattern of Xingsha Islands should also change. The Zhang family has been notorious in recent years, and there are countless fellow practitioners who are dissatisfied with them. If they really come for Lingjian Island this time, we will not be wrong. Even if we kill them, we can boldly give it a try. Let's take precautions for this matter first." The foundation building cultivators of other families have been summoned back, and they will be here soon. Chen Xianmin has sent a message to summon Chen Douhai and Chen Qingfeng back. At the same time, he also sent Chen Daoran, Chen Qingyun and others to pay attention to the follow-up developments of the Zhang family. As expected, a day later, the Zhang family's spirit ship sailed through the waves and was only more than 1,000 miles away from Lingjian Island. It was obviously heading for Lingjian Island. No one would believe that the Zhang family drove 10 spirit ships to show off their military power. With the foreign enemy aggressive, Chen Xianmin summoned the clansmen and put Lingjian Island into a high state of combat readiness. Chen Douhai and Chen Qingfeng rushed back to the family in time and began to deploy defenses. Since Bai Yining was still arranging the formation on the island, it was estimated that it would take more than 2 months for the formation to be completed. Out of consideration, Chen Xianmin told her about the Zhang family's actions. Chen Xianmin hoped that Bai Yining would not participate in the fight between the two families, because he did not know what Bai Yining's position was and whether she had any friendship with the Zhang family. She could remain neutral and not interfere. Although Bai Yining spoke little, she made her position clear in just a few words. Before the formation is formed, no outsiders can destroy it. Bai Yining plans to stay on Lingjian Island. It is uncertain whether she will protect the Chen family at a critical moment. But she will not let outsiders interrupt and destroy the formation she has worked so hard to set up. Bai Yining is unwilling to leave Lingjian Island, so Chen Xianmin consults with Chen Qingyun to calculate their own strength. According to the recent intelligence, the Zhang family has been acting stubbornly and high profile, and has announced to the public that the family has added a new purple mansion cultivator. Considering the late purple palace cultivation of Zhang Zhenai, the head of the Zhang family, I think he has some trump cards in his hand. When the fight starts, I think the Zhang family will have strong support. According to Zhang Zhenai's personality, it is unlikely that he will send only 2 purple palaces to attack us. There may be other purple palace cultivators secretly involved, or there may be talismans and other killing weapons in his hands. Qingyun, Bai Yining is still on the island, and the formation has not been completed. Should we relocate the 2 demon-killing cannons or continue to put them away? This thing is too easy to attract Bai Yining's attention. Chen Xianmin has thought carefully and is already formulating a response strategy. Chen Qingyun shook his head and said, "The demon-killing cannon will not be used for the time being, including the Fuhai ruler in our hands. Don't show it unless it is absolutely necessary. Once the existence of the demon-killing cannon is exposed, it will be difficult for the Chen family to control it. No one knows whether Bai Yining will report the matter of the demon-killing cannon to Xingzong and attract Xingzong's attention. As for the Fuhai ruler, This thing comes from Nangong Ming. His father is Nangong Yuang, the first purple mansion in Xinghai, so it is even more impossible for him to use the Fuhai ruler in front of Beiyining and expose the existence of this magic weapon. I still have a desolate heavenly fire talisman given by Han Laozu in my hand, which can easily kill cultivators below the giant stage, and can play a decisive role at a critical moment. Chen Qingyun calculated his own strength and said, I have reached the peak of the purple mansion, so I may not be afraid of the Zhang family's purple mansion. You have been promoted to the peak of the purple mansion stage. Chen Xianming, who was originally solemn, heard the words, and his face suddenly showed excitement, and asked with bright eyes, when did you break through? I reached the peak of the purple mansion a month ago. Ha ha ha, good. I am currently in the late purple mansion stage, and your cultivation is even more sophisticated than mine. I also know that you have a lot of resources in your hands, and I guess there are a lot of treasures hidden in the bottom of the box. This time we have a great chance of winning against the Zhang family. They have traveled a long distance, and they have been exhausted physically and mentally. As long as we take action, we must never give them a chance to breathe. Knowing that Chen Qingyun's cultivation has improved, Chen Xianming has become more confident. Chapter 407, Battle between the two tribes. According to Chen Xianming's strength, it seems that he is in the later stage of Zaifu, and coupled with the three magic weapons of Fiery Sky Sword, Flame Ring Sun Wheel and Mountain Sea Seal, he has the ability to fight against the peak cultivators of Zaifu. In addition, there is a sea covering ruler and a demon killing cannon that can be carried. If they are used at the last moment, they will naturally not ignore the safety of the family in order to hide it. On Chen Qingyun's side, aside from his own strength, there are 9 Zaifu peak puppets, 3 sky patrol ships, a panlog, and 10 Luan birds that can also be used as combat power. More importantly, don't forget that Moling and Beiling are not vegetarians. Thinking of his own spiritual beasts, in order to increase the morale of the family, Chen Qingyun directly released the 2 spiritual beasts and prepared defenses in advance. When they saw Moling growing up to the Zaifu stage, not only Chen Xianming, but also Chen Daoran, Chen Qingyun and others were shocked and their jaws dropped. Hiss, Zaifuki. This little guy Moling has grown into a 3rd level spiritual beast. Qingyun, this white dragon of yours is also in the Zaifu stage. Chen Qingfeng was also recalled to Lingjian Island. When he saw Moling's strength increasing, he couldn't help but take a breath of cold air. Compared to Moling, everyone was less familiar with Beiling, but after learning that Beiling was also at the early stage of Z Mansion, everyone couldn't help but exclaim that he was amazing. The 2 spiritual beasts, Moling didn't know what race they were, had reached the 3rd level. That Beiling is a dragon, so powerful. This is equivalent to 4 Xiphus in the Chen family. In an instant, the morale of the Chen family rose sharply. They were still a little worried and fearful of the Zhang family's background. Now it seems that it is not that they don't have the strength to compete with the Zhang family, and there is a great possibility of counterattack and driving the Zhang family back. There are now 4 Zaifu warriors in the family. There are also Daoran, Dalin, Dehai, Qingfeng, Qingnian, Qingyan and Qinyan among the foundation building monks. It is worth mentioning that the 3 ice crystal silver pythons have grown to the 2nd level of low grade in more than a year, reaching the strength of the foundation building stage. There are 4 purple mansions, 10 foundations, and a dozen qi refining monks. The number of monks in the family seems to be small, but in fact, there are 2 special beings in this force, Chen Xianming and Chen Qingyun. The monks of Zaifu who cannot be judged by ordinary theory are enough to deal with the Zhang family. On Beiyining's side, although she is a Xing sect monk, she may not necessarily side with the Chen family. But according to her opinion, if the Zhang family was ignorant and destroyed the formation structure she had worked so hard to arrange, she would not mind teaching the Zhang family a lesson. The abilities of a 4th level formation mage should not be underestimated at all. In this atmosphere of preparedness, the Zhang family's spirit boat team arrived with great fanfare around Spirit Sword Island. On the ship, Zhang Zenai used the communication talisman to secretly contact the Black Blood Old Demon along the way, preparing to launch a war. The old black-blooded devil was cunning. After appearing on that desert island, Zhang Zenai never saw him again, but he contacted him in real time. Why should Elder Zhang be like this? Do you still think that I will regret it temporarily and break my promise? There are more than 30,000 mortals in the Chen family. After some slaughter, they will be of some benefit to me. You should hurry up and kill the main force of the Chen family. Afterwards, I can use their flesh, blood and soul to nourish the treasure. In the reply from the black-blooded old devil, he had urged Zhang Zenai to take action earlier, saying that he was already dormant around Lingjian Island, using magic techniques to cover his figure. Once Zhang Zenai encounters a difficult opponent, or sees the opportunity for a sneak attack, the black-blooded old devil will launch a sneak attack and kill the Chen family's Zaifu. The Zhang family has already mobilized in large numbers. How come they still feel timid and afraid that master won't come? It's really a joke. The black-blooded old demon told the three disciples to be ready to take action at any time. The female demon cultivator among them sneered and looked at the Zhang family's spirit ship from a distance, with a greedy light surging in her eyes. The other two male demon cultivators had serious eyes, remained silent, and were recharging their energy. Let them go. No matter who wins in the end, I will choose one of them to carry out a bloodbath, at the risk of being noticed by the Xingzong Purple Mansion. I have traveled such a long distance, what if I don't ask for some benefits? If Zhang Zenai is sensible and knows how to choose, we will not touch the Zhang family's side. Once the massacre is over, the Chen family will evacuate immediately and don't stay in the Inner Star Sea for a long time. If you don't know what's interesting, then don't blame me for being ruthless. Yes, Master is wise. While the black-blooded old demon and the female demon cultivator were talking, the battle between the two clans in the distance had begun. On Lingjian Island, led by Chen Xianming, Chen Qingyun followed, flying in the direction of the Zhang family's attack, trying to get rid of their opponents early. What kind of wind brought Chief Zhang here today? Why are you dispatching on such a large scale? Chen Xianming took the lead and stopped in the air when he was still 100 meters away from the Zhang family's spiritual ship. He looked down and spoke loudly. Chen Xianming. Zhang Zenai stood on the deck of the ship, looking up at Chen Xianming with a hint of hostility in his tone. How could you not guess what I want to do? There is no need to say more polite things. Your Chen family has grown rapidly in recent years, and there must be something fishy in it. Today, I am going to step into your clan's territory and take a closer look to see how extraordinary your heritage is. Oh, is Patriarch Zhang determined to take action? Does he insist on antagonizing my Chen family? Chen Xianming narrowed his eyes when he heard this. So, what? I'm going to destroy Lingjian Island today. What can you do to me? With the blessing of his magic power, Zhang Zenai's words were clearly transmitted throughout the surrounding tens of thousands of meters of sea. Tear down Lingjian Island. At this moment, the other Zhang family cultivators on the boat shouted in unison, showing great hostility and murderous intent, wanting to enter Lingjian Island to burn, kill and rob. After confirming the Zhang family's intention, Chen Xianming and Chen Qingyun looked at each other and saw the coldness in each other's eyes. Since things have come to this point, this battle is inevitable, so let's fight. Zhang Zenai is a ruthless man who doesn't say much. Seeing Chen Xianming and Chen Qingyun appear at the same time, he didn't say anything more. He directly sacrificed a flaming sky knife and hit it directly, killing Chen Xianming first, and provoking this war first. The Zhang family mainly inherited the fire attribute skills, with Yan Huangju as the biggest feature, which can be practiced to the giant stage. This skill was obtained by the ancestor of the Zhang family when he ventured into the ancient cave. This technique is similar to the fiery sky sword art, which can be cultivated to the purple mansion stage, and can also condense a quasi-life magic weapon. The difference is that this magic weapon requires the Purple Mansion stage to condense. A group of Zhang family fire attribute spiritual root cultivators all focus on the Flame Emperor art. With the fierce and domineering flame power, they can exert combat power beyond the same level and greatly restrain the water attribute spiritual root cultivators. The Zhang family of Yanhuang Mountain also got its name from this. Facing the flaming sky sword, Chen Xianming looked stern. His whole aura was rioting. Without any concealment, he sacrificed the flaming sky sword and slashed it with a roar. The power of each sword was impressive, and the duel of the two fire attribute forces met in the air, bursting out waves of flames. Both of them mainly practiced fire attribute techniques, and the magic weapons they held were also fire attribute magic weapons. After the confrontation, the two forces offset each other, and no one could do anything to the other. Your strength. Zhang Zenai's pupils shrank. After the initial fight, he used his spiritual sense to detect Chen Xianming's cultivation aura, and his face darkened. Late, Purple Mansion. Chapter 408. The army is defeatable. Before deciding to take action against the Chen family, Zhang Zenai had investigated the strength of the Chen family. In particular, Chen Xianming, the old patriarch, is the focus of attention. According to the information obtained by the Zhang family and other clans, Chen Xianming's strength is at most in the middle stage of Zaifu, and it is absolutely impossible to reach the late stage of Zaifu. But in this fight, Chen Xianming's strength was beyond expectations. This fight shocked Zhang Zenai. He really couldn't figure out why Chen Xianming's strength improved so quickly. Could it be that he also secretly practiced demonic skills? With this in mind, we must no longer be in trouble by raising tigers. Zhang Zenai's murderous intention became even stronger. When investigating the strength of the Chen family, he still didn't know himself and the enemy. The pinnacle of Zaifu. Chen Xianming also noticed the changes in Zhang Zenai's strength, and realized that the other party had reached the peak of Zaifu. With a solemn look on his face. The cultivation of the head of the Zhang family has temporarily stagnated. Doesn't it still take 20 or 30 years to break through to the peak of the Z mansion? Why did it break through early? Could it be that the Zhang family also has an overbearing skill similar to the Great Wilderness Demon swallowing skill? Doubts abound in my mind, but now is not the time to think about this. Without saying a word, Chen Xianming continued to activate the fiery heavenly sword, launching an even more violent attack. At the same time, 10 sounds broke through the air. Under the command of Chen Qingyun, the 10 Luan birds each locked onto a Zhang family spiritual ship and launched an offensive. Luan Yao's grade has reached the level of the best magic weapon, and the demon-killing crossbow equipped on it is enough to kill ordinary foundation-building monks, let alone a group of chi-refining monks. Under the intensive attack of Shijia Luan Yao's demon-killing crossbows, everyone in the Zhang family suddenly fell into chaos like ants on a hot pot. One by one, they quickly evaded and resisted the attack of the demon-killing crossbow. Just in an instant, there was an explosion. Each of the 10 Zhang family spiritual ships was attacked by hundreds of demon-killing crossbow arrows, and a large number of demon-killing arrows fell like rain. More than 100 Zhang family monks were unable to resist and were shot mercilessly, exploding into a cloud of blood mist. What is this? Defend, defend. In the panic, one of the Zhang family members screamed. More people urged their fellow tribesmen to deploy defensive weapons to resist. However, facing Luan Yao's offensive, how could they resist it? Each of the first-level defensive magic weapons was directly shot and exploded by the demon-killing arrows, and they were as fragile as glass. Seeing that the clan members were covered by Chen Qingyun's offensive in a large area and were unable to resist, Zhang Zenai's expression became even more gloomy. He wanted to take action to clear out the birds, but what greeted him was a flaming flying sword. Chen Xianming was always strong, firmly restraining Zhang Zenai, and used his famous moves to hit hard. At the same time, relying on the advantage of his spiritual mind, Chen Xianming sacrificed the flaming sun disk, which shrouded it from the sky. Zhang Zenai originally thought that Chen Xianming was at least in the middle stage of Zaifu. In this battle, he would be able to easily kill the head of the Chen family. Unexpectedly, the other party actually hid his strength. This made him angrier and angrier as he thought about it, and he couldn't help but gnashed his teeth and roared, "Chen Xianming, you old cheater." As soon as he finished speaking, he had to fight against the fiery sky sword and the flame ring sun wheel at the same time. Relying on the peak cultivation level of Xifu and under the protection of the main technique, Zhang Zenai's mana surged all over his body and rapidly circulated outside his body, condensing a layer of fiery ray defensive fire. This layer of defensive fire is called the Flame Emperor's cover, which can withstand attacks from third-level magic weapons, but is less powerful when facing penetrating magic weapons. Once this move was performed, it consumed 20% of Zhang Zenai's mana. With two clangs, the Flame Emperor's cover relied on its powerful defensive capabilities to deflect the attacks of the two magic weapons. Seeing that Zhang Zenai was very powerful, Chen Xianming did not dare to take it lightly. He recalled two magic weapons in his backhand and continued to prepare an offensive to firmly hold Zhang Zenai down. Not far away, several rays of sword light broke through the waves and rushed towards the Zhang family's spiritual ship. On Linjian Island, only Chen Daohai was left in charge. Chen Daoren, Chen Dalin, Chen Qingyun and other foundation-building monks set up their swords and cooperated with the Luan bird to kill the Zhang family monks. The three ice crystal silver pythons that were traveling with them also landed on the spirit ship and used their bloodline magical powers to launch a sweep. Following Chen Daoren and others, two huge figures, one black and one white, flew into the air. Each launched an attack and hit the Zhang family's spiritual ship. When the battle started, Mo Ling and Bai Ling did not stand by and joined the battle according to Chen Qingyun's instructions. Mo Ling fluttered his wings, and as he approached the Zhang family's fleet, he suddenly activated his magical power, Thunderbolt, and thunderous light surged all over his body, carrying the mighty power of heaven and the sound of thunder. As it waved its wings, hundreds of thunderbolts fell from its wings, rumbling and covering a spiritual ship. On the ship, the 500 Zhang family monks were originally covered by Luaniao's fire, and many monks had been injured. Now facing Mo Ling's thunderous magical power, it is simply impossible to resist. Some monks abandoned their ships in panic to dodge, or used defensive talismans and magic weapons to resist, but they were still defeated and nearly 100 people were killed in an instant. And this is just a small-scale display of Mo Ling's thunderous force. Once used with full force, it is enough to destroy everything, including people and ships. Looking at Bai Ling's side, its attacks are not as exaggerated as Mo Ling s. When the Bai Ling Zhao's mouth opened wide, he launched a dragon breath attack and spit out a snow-white beam of light that swept towards the two Zhang Jieling ships. All the Zhang family cultivators who were covered by the dragon's breath beam were turned into ashes without even screaming, and melted into the world. The three ice crystal silver pythons, their attack methods were not as good as Mo Ling and Bai Ling, but their combat effectiveness was not low. They could kill one or two Zhang family cultivators by twitching their snake tails or binding them, and these Zhang family cultivators were harvested like straw. It was just a short fight, and the Zhang family was defeated like a mountain, and they were no match for Mo Ling and Bai Ling. Zhang Zenai was busy at this time, realizing that he underestimated the enemy, and under the defense of the Flame Emperor cover, he sacrificed a black bag. The bag's mouth opened and closed, and a large piece of flame suddenly surged out, sweeping towards Chen Xianming, covering Chen Qingyun. This is a medium-grade magic weapon, the fire-breathing bag, a pure fire attribute magic weapon, which can absorb and breathe fire attribute attacks. Facing the sea of fire, the scorching heat made the space blurry and distorted. Chen Qingyun's expression condensed, and he activated a snow-white jade pendant on his body. A burst of snow-white light lit up, protecting Chen Qingyun and Chen Xianming together. The snow-white light brought waves of warmth, and after the sea of fire attacked, it seemed to be extinguished in the water, and dissipated into nothingness in an instant, without any effect. At the critical moment, Chen Qingyun used the Ice Rhino pendant to firmly restrain the flame attack. The Ice Rhino pendant was personally refined and given by Yuzilin, It was refined from the Rhino Horn of the Ice attributed 3rd level Spirit Beast Ice Rhino. This magic weapon has the effect of restraining fire attributed magic, and it easily resolved Zhang Zenai's attack. Activating the Ice Rhino pendant, Chen Qingyun continued to control the Luan bird to launch a series of attacks, and sacrificed the Tangsu sword to cut Zhang Zenai directly. Chen Xianming also took advantage of the opportunity, and the fiery sky sword followed closely. Each of them held a sword, and both swords came out at the same time. Chapter 409 The Betrayal of the Black Blood Demon. Zhang Zenai obviously did not expect that the blow from his envoy's fire bag could not help but defeat Chen Xianming and the two of them, and was restrained and diffused by the Bingsai Pei. In such a small gap of time, he would face attacks from Chen Qingyun and Chen Xianming at the same time. At the moment when Chen Qingyun activated the magic weapon, Zhang Zenai continued to scan with his spiritual consciousness, and had already estimated Chen Qingyun's strength, with a look of shock on his face. The peak of the Zaifu period. Damn the Chen family, what kind of monster is this? Now was not the time to be shocked. Zhang Zenai had no choice but to grit his teeth. There was no room for dodge at all. He once again used a defensive magic weapon, the 6 armored shield, to protect him in front of him. The 6 defensive shields flew and spread out, wrapping him tightly. The 2 quasi-natal magic weapons slashed hard on the light Ujia shield, and the shield and Flame Emperor's cover were slashed open. The sharp sword light also pierced Zhang Zenai's skin. Impossible. Such defenses were of no avail. After being broken through, Zhang Zenai was completely panicked, and he was far less fearless than before. Taking advantage of the power of the 2 flying swords to dissipate, and before they could attack again, Zhang Zenai quickly flew out of the spirit ship, and at the same time used the transmission notes to contact the black-blooded old demon, urging the other party to take action. Moulin and Bailin launched a hunting operation, and the spiritual power fluctuations on their bodies were undisguised. Among the family monks, there were often people shouting in horror at the 3rd-level monsters and screaming. How could he not hear them? There are 2 Chen family purple mansion, and 2 3rd-level monsters. The Chen family is really secretive. Zhang Zenai couldn't suppress the panic in his heart, and he moved his hands a little faster, keeping a distance from Chen Xianming. The 4 old black-blooded demons watched the battle from a distance. When they saw Zhang Zenai defeated and suppressed, the expressions of watching the show disappeared from their faces, and a solemn expression appeared instead. Master, the 2 Chen family Zaifa seemed to be very powerful. They were able to gain the upper hand in just a few moves. It is estimated that if they fight for more than 10 rounds, the head of the Zhang family will be beheaded. The graceful female demon cultivator said, somewhat unexpectedly. The strength of the Chen family was quite high, exceeding previous guesses. Not only the Chen family monks, but the 2 3rd-level spiritual beasts are also difficult to deal with. One of them can also use thunder attacks, which can restrain the Zhang family veteran to a certain extent. A male demon cultivator said, while also calculating whether he would be able to deal with such a thunderous attack if he took action. In itself, the demonic cultivator will be restrained by the thunder method, and if it does not take advantage, it will greatly affect the performance of its strength, not to mention the 2 Chen family Zaifu, who probably have some trump cards in their hands. In this battle, the Zhang family will suffer a big loss. Another male demon cultivator also spoke. The 3 of them were all waiting for their master to take action, and the next second the voice of the old black-blooded demon slowly sounded. The Zhang family is a bunch of losers. They dared to act rashly without knowing the details of the Chen family. Now, the battle situation has changed. The Chen family has 4 Zaifu warriors, and there is also a star sect Zaifu monk watching the battle. Once this person takes action, the situation will be unfavorable to us. I originally wanted to kill these monks in a quick battle, but the current battle situation is dangerous. Even if we can win in the end, we will probably have to work hard. Zhang Zenai's palace is very deep and his thoughts are hard to figure out. If he bites us back, he will probably suffer a lot. After the black-blooded old demon finished speaking, He greeted the three disciples and prepared to leave. Seeing this, the female demon cultivator really wanted to retreat. She definitely couldn't fight this battle that she was not sure of, so she asked, "Master, shall we set off to return to the divine religion now?" "Gigi, why are you going back empty-handed?" The black-blooded old devil smiled gloomily, which made the three disciples feel horrified. His next words further confirmed the master's cruelty and ruthlessness. "The Chen family can't be wiped out with blood today, so let's take action on the Zhang family. Let's go to Yanhuang Mountain to get some luck. It won't be in vain." The black-blooded old demon ignored Zhang Zenai's urging and decided not to put himself in danger. Instead, he took the three disciples and turned into black light and quickly fled away, heading towards the Zhang family's lair. After several urgings but no response, Zhang Zenai secretly thought something was wrong and realized that he had been tricked by the black-blooded old devil. He was originally angry at Chen Xianming and others for hiding their strength, but this battle was frustrating. Now that he was betrayed by his accomplices, the anger in his heart suddenly became uncontrollable, his whole aura became violent, and he lost control of his mind at this moment. "Ah, Haiksu, you will be stabbed 1,000 times." Zhang Zenai's eyes were blood red, and he finally couldn't suppress the demonic energy in his body. At this time, it all overflowed and spread out. He broke away from the shackles of his hair crown with anger and became disheveled. Chen Qingyun and Chen Xianming were firmly in the upper hand, preparing to use a fatal blow to behead the head of the Zhang family. At this time, when they felt the demonic energy emerging from the other party's body, their pupils shrank. Demon Cultivator. One word appeared in their minds at the same time. At the same time, Bai Yining, who had been watching the battle on Lingjian Island, was suspicious. The demon cultivator and the family. She discovered Zhang Zenai's identity as a demon cultivator, and a pair of beautiful eyebrows began to frown on her originally calm face. Thinking of the origin of the Zhang family, which had been rooted in the Xingsha Islands for hundreds of years, and considering that the Zhang family might still have demon cultivators hiding, Bai Yining immediately took out the communication talisman and sent the news to the Hongling ancestor. Zhang Zenai's mind was shaken, and under the influence of the demonic power, he simply stopped covering up the demonic energy in his body, and his heart was filled with the intention to kill. He glanced at Chen Xianming and Chen Qingyun with cold eyes, opened his mouth, and a burst of black energy came out, and a black knife suddenly flew out, slashing Chen Xianming directly. The black knife moved through the air and turned into a blood-red black knife. Chen Qingyun recognized the origin of the knife at a quick glance. The blood-transforming black sword, the demon cultivator of the ancient god sect. Back then, when he teamed up with Sun Tai, Linksai and other 5 people to explore the ancient treasure cave, Chen Qingyun had seen Taoist Huayu use this black magic sword. Later, Chen Qingyun learned that this sword was made by a demon cultivator from the ancient god sect, and was called the Blood Huawu Dao. The demonic cultivators from the ancient god sect who appeared back then, have their accomplices appear again today. What is the situation with the leader of the Zhang family? Is he a demon cultivator, or was he killed by the demon cultivator of the ancient god sect just like Taoist Huayu? Without enough time to think about the reason, Chen Qingyun unfolded his wind spirit wings and avoided the attack of the blood-transforming black saber at an extremely fast speed. Failing to hit Chen Qingyun, Zhang Zenai darkly activated the blood-transforming black saber to slash Chen Qingyun wildly, launching attacks one after another. Chen Qingyun no longer held back and used a golden flying sword. After the sword appeared in the world, it caused a roar like thunder and hit the Blood Huawu Dao directly, knocking the magic knife away. The black blood blade was defeated, a burst of demonic energy rose from the blade, and the light dimmed a bit. The thunder-dropping demon sword. Bai Yining, who was watching the battle from a distance, had a look on her face. She was attracted by Chen Qingyun's flying sword. She recognized the origin of the flying sword, but she was not too surprised. Realizing that the Blood Huawu Dao was restrained, Zhang Zenai recalled the magic knife and slashed at Chen Xianming instead, But it was not Chen Qingyun's opponent after all. While using the Heavenly Thunder Demon Sword to restrain the blood-transforming Black Sword, Chen Qingyun continued to activate the Tangsu Sword, looking for the right opportunity. The sword was like thunder, and with one strike he severed the connection between the Demon Sword and Zhang Zenai. Before the other party could react, Yao Guangxiu moved with a breath, unfolded the power of the magic weapon, and put the blood-transforming Black Sword into his sleeve in one fell swoop. Chapter 410 Killing the Purple Mansion Demon Cultivator. My sword. After a confrontation, the magic weapon in his hand was taken away. Zhang Zenai's eyes were splitting, and he tried to summon the blood-turning Black Sword to fly back, but there was no reaction at all. This blood-transforming Black Sword was so full of resentment that it was stained with the blood of more than 30,000 mortals. The body of the sword had been dyed blood red, making it extremely strange. In order to refine the blade embryo of the blood-transforming Black Sword, Zhang Zenai sacrificed the blood of 10,000 mortals. As they continued to refine the power of the magic sword, they successively slaughtered more than 20,000 mortals and more than 1,000 monks, including many Zaifu monks. Under such bloody sacrifice, this sword was promoted to the level of a middle-grade magic weapon. For Zhang Zenai, it is the most powerful magic weapon that he carries with him, and it can be used in conjunction with the blood-transforming Wukong to bring out his strongest strength. But now, as soon as this sword came out, it was taken away by Chen Qingyun after just one or two moves. This made Zhang Zenai feel aggrieved and couldn't help but gnash his teeth, his expression extremely angry. Knowing that he was restrained by the Thunder Demon Sword, Zhang Zenai had no choice but to use his righteous skills as much as possible, continue to activate the fire-breathing bag, and try to refine Chen Qingyun to regain the magic weapon. Taking away the Black Blood Sword in one fell swoop, Chen Qingyun took advantage of the victory to attack and continued to activate the Tangsu Sword. The sword light flashed in the air, and this sword slashed down, once again severing the spiritual connection between the fire-breathing bag and Zhang Zenai. Fluttering light sleeve followed closely behind, showing off his power again, and took away the fire-breathing bag as well. It's too much. After having two magic weapons taken away one after another, Zhang Zenai wanted to cut Chen Qingyun into pieces with 1,000 knives, but his remaining sense told him that if this battle continued, he would probably die here. Now that the identity of the demon cultivator is exposed, Bai Yining, who has not taken action until now, is even more elusive, fearing that she may take action at any time. But before Zhang Zenai could start his escape, a sword light suddenly rose into the sky from Lingjian Island. In the blink of an eye, it formed an encirclement with Chen Qingyun and Chen Xianming, surrounding Zhang Zenai. Seeing that Zhang Zenai was a demon cultivator, Bai Yining couldn't help but recall the tragic experience of being massacred by demon cultivators in her hometown. Thinking of that time that was like a shadow, her face was already filled with chills. It is precisely because of this that after experiencing this shadow in her childhood, Bai Yining hated the demon cultivator. She hates demonic cultivators the most, and will kill them whenever she encounters them, without mercy. Seeing Zhang Zenai trying to escape, how could she stand by and watch? So she decided to get rid of him to avoid causing trouble. Bai Yining finally took action, and the three formed a tripartite force and were not prepared to let Zhang Zenai leave. The battle continues until now. Although there are many Zhang family monks, they have a numerical advantage. However, under the continuous offensive of Luaniao, Beiling, Moling, and Chen Daoran, the Zhang family monks had lost their morale and were killed by 89%. This battle has already been won or lost, and it is impossible for the Zhang family to come back. Facing Bai Yining's attack, Zhang Zenai couldn't beat Chen Qingyun and Chen Qingyun, and he was no match now. His expression changed, and he immediately started to transform into blood and lied to escape, no longer willing to fight. But the next moment, a large bronze cauldron moved in the air and enveloped it. At the critical moment, Chen Qingyun urged the Vientiane cauldron to intercept, which made Zhang Zenai dodge quickly, but this step revealed a flaw. A golden sword light flashed past and struck Zhang Zenai head on. The heavenly thunder demonic sword once again showed its power, breaking through the opponent's body, protecting demonic light with one strike. Along with the body protecting magic light, Zhang Zhenai was cut open by a sword and let out a fierce scream. This sword is not fatal to the Zaifu monks. Zhang Zhenai looked back at Chen Qingyun full of resentment, and with only his last strength, he dragged his remaining body and prepared to use blood escape light again to escape. It's a pity that Chen Qingyun will never let the tiger go back to the mountain. The Tangsu sword and the Heavenly Thunder Demon Subduing Sword came out together, slashing at Zhang Zhenai and intercepting him. There was no need for Chen Xianmin and Bai Yining to take action. When Zhang Zhenai had just avoided the Tangsu sword's volley, the Heavenly Thunder Demon Sword had firmly locked onto his aura, exerting a restraining effect. Zhang Zhenai's face was full of horror, and he had no time to resist. He saw the Heavenly Thunder Demon Conquering Sword enlarged in his pupils, and the power of the rolling thunder swept over him, and he was beheaded by the sword. This demon cultivator, who had been hiding for many years and the strongest patriarch of the Zhang family, was killed by Chen Qingyun's sword. The first time the Heavenly Thunder demonic sword showed its power, it killed a Zaifu demon cultivator. Chen Qingyun recalled two fairy swords and took Zhang Zhenai's storage bag into his hands. He left the body temporarily and was not in a hurry to destroy it. Maybe he could find some clues. Clan leader. How can the patriarch be a demon cultivator? This is impossible. Zhang Zhenai is so well hidden. Below, the only remaining Zhang family monk witnessed the patriarch's identity as a demon cultivator being revealed, and then being beheaded, making the situation even more chaotic. They had no intention of fighting anymore and abandoned the ship one by one and fled in all directions. 78% of these Zhang family monks were from casual cultivating backgrounds. They changed their names and joined the Zhang family. They were motivated by profit, and it was not necessarily true that they were loyal to the Zhang family. Now that Zhang Zhenai's identity as a demon cultivator was exposed and he was killed by Chen Qingyun, they immediately became a mess. Knowing that the Zhang family was completely doomed this time, each one of them ignored their surrounding accomplices and only wanted to escape by themselves. How can my Chen family be a place where you can come and leave whenever you want? Chen Qingyun showed no mercy and chopped off heads one by one with his flying sword. Don't even think about running away. Chen Daoran, Chen Dalin and others also showed their skills and soon killed almost all the remnants of the Zhang family, leaving only a few alive for questioning. Zhang Zhenai is actually a demon cultivator who has been hiding for many years. We don't know what the situation is inside the Zhang family. After we clean up the battlefield, we have to go to the Zhang family to take a look and find out the bottom. After casually killing a Zhang family cultivator at the peak of Foundation building, Chen Xianmin said solemnly. The appearance of a purple mansion demon cultivator in the Xingsha Islands, and the head of a clan, is no small matter. God knows whether the Zhang family has secretly harmed mortals and killed many human cultivators in the past few years. There are two great principles to abide by in the Star Sea. One is to fight against the demon tide in the Star Sea, and the other is to eradicate the demon cultivator. The demon beast is wild and difficult to tame. It is a bit reckless, but it will not play tricks. When fighting, it is straightforward and there is no conspiracy. But the demon cultivator is different. It is like a poisonous snake, lurking in the dark, and you don't know when to bite you. Therefore, after seeing through Zhang Zhenai's identity as a demon cultivator, Bai Yining finally stopped standing by and notified Xingzong of the matter as soon as possible and helped. Everyone quickly cleaned up the battlefield, in order to guard against the return of Zhang family cultivators. Chen Xianmin was left to guard Lingjian Island. Chen Qingyun and Bai Yining discussed for a few words and set off to Yanhuang Mountain to find out the details of the Zhang family as soon as possible. With the strength of the two, even without help, it is enough to kill all the remaining Zhang family cultivators. It was also 2 hours after the two set off quickly. On Yanhuang Mountain, 4 figures came from the sea, descending with rolling demonic energy. They were the 4 menacing black blood demons. Chapter 411 Xingzong in number 039:S response. The 4 black blood demons joined forces to forcibly break the protective formation of Yanhuang Mountain. They each used their magic weapons to massacre more than 400 Zhang family cultivators and hundreds of thousands of mortals on the island. The Zhang family, without the Purple Mansion cultivators, could not resist the bloodbath of the 4 black blood demons. In just 2 hours, the entire Yanhuang mountain turned into a sea of blood, with wailing everywhere, like a purgatory on earth. Zhang Jin stayed behind in Yanhuang mountain and was scared to death when facing the invasion of the demon cultivators. Before he could escape from the Zhang family, he and the 2 foundation building clansmen around him were wiped out by the black blood demon and became the nourishment of the blood transforming black knife. On that day, hundreds of thousands of Zhang family members were sacrificed and became blood food for the demon cultivators. In order to prevent the tiger from becoming a threat and not leave resources for the righteous cultivators to cultivate their strength, before leaving, the 4 black blood demons looted the Zhang family's spiritual medicine garden, the clan treasury, and set fire to the library. They did not even let go of the 4th level spiritual vein of Yanhuang mountain. They cast a spell to destroy the heart of the spiritual vein, abolished the spiritual vein, left no resources, and destroyed everything that could not be taken away. In this catastrophe, only 3 cultivators of the Zhang family escaped by chance. Even so, they were so scared that they rolled and crawled, and asked for help from the surrounding towns and immortal cultivation families where cultivators were stationed. When Chen Qingyun and Bai Yinying approached Yanhuang mountain, they noticed something was wrong, and a pungent smell came from afar. "It smells so bloody." Bai Yinying frowned and couldn't help but think of the catastrophe of the demon cultivators she experienced that year, which was particularly similar to the situation in front of her, and she smelled a trace of the breath of demon cultivators. Chen Qingyun also realized that something was wrong with the Zhang family, and did not act rashly. The 2 stopped temporarily, opened their spiritual senses to explore carefully, and soon found that Yanhuang mountain was empty, without any trace of cultivators. After waiting for a while, they confirmed that there was no danger on the island. When they set foot on Yanhuang mountain, they saw that the entire Zhang family land had become dead silent, and no one was left alive. The entire spiritual vein was also dead and in a mess. The 2 realized something and spent some time exploring the island. Finally, they determined that the Zhang family had been exterminated. Judging from the opponent's tactics, it was obviously done by the demon cultivators. Nothing valuable could be found in the spiritual medicine garden, the library, and other places. Chen Qingyun took out the Tianyan transmission mirror, contacted Chen Xianming, and transmitted the scene here back to the family in real time. Then the 2 did not stay any longer, and had to fly back to Lingjian Island first, waiting for Xingzong to deal with the matter, and at the same time notified all the families to be on high alert to prevent the demon cultivators from attacking. The Zhang family land was slaughtered by the demon cultivators, which means that if it was not Zhang Zenai's doing, then there were still demon cultivators hiding. Whether this demon cultivator is also from the ancient god sect or someone else, we need to investigate it carefully, and we also need to be prepared. After returning to the family, Chen Qingyun was a little worried, constantly thinking whether the Zhang family's massacre was done by Zhang Zenai. Chen Xianming and others also had their own guesses about this. It was really unexpected that the Zhang family had attacked in a big way a while ago, shouting that they would flatten Lingjian Island. The next moment, the Zhang family's land was slaughtered by the demon cultivators and turned into a dead place. As a family of immortal cultivators, the fate of the Zhang family made Chen Daoren and others feel cold behind their backs. They couldn't help but worry in their hearts, how many demon cultivators are still hidden in the Xingsha Islands, and how many demons and evil spirits are lurking in the dark. To be able to easily massacre the Zhang family and slaughter the other party's 20 foundation building cultivators and more than 400 chi refining cultivators, the strength of this demon cultivator must not be an ordinary foundation building period. And it is even very likely that it was done by a Purple Mansion period demon cultivator. How many families in the Xingsha Islands are capable of dealing with this level of demon cultivators? Chen Xianming began to interrogate the 5 remnants of the Zhang family who were left behind, but he could not get any news about the demon cultivators. The 5 people were completely unaware of the situation. When they learned that their family had been slaughtered by demon cultivators, they all said they did not know the reason. In the tense atmosphere, the 3 surviving Zhang family cultivators arrived at the nearby Cultivation family Wei family on the same day to ask for help and cry. When the head of the Wei family learned about the situation, he was shocked and broke out in a cold sweat. The Wei family was only about 10,000 miles away from Yanhuang Mountain. Yanhuang Mountain was slaughtered by demon cultivators. This caused the head of the Wei family to have no time to think about it. He quickly spread the news to the Zhang family, Zhu family, Chen family and other families, and even Xingzong. On this day, the news that the Zhang family was slaughtered by demon cultivators spread quickly, causing an uproar. Xingzong also heard the news. A Zhang family cultivator who joined Xingzong immediately sent a message to the family, but the message fell into the sea and no response was received. This person is named Zhang Qingyun, and he is the second member of the Zhang family to be sent to Xingzong. Zhang Shengzang, a foundation building elder before him, passed away in Xingzong more than 10 years ago. Zhang Qingyun inherited his uncle's mantle and became an inner disciple of Xingzong. Zhang Qingyun has dual spiritual roots of earth and gold. His cultivation has reached the middle stage of foundation building. He is over 60 years old. He can achieve this achievement largely relying on the support of his family. Now Zhang Qingyun heard that his family was slaughtered by the demon cultivators, which was unbelievable. As the first family of Xingsha Islands, would they be slaughtered by the demon cultivators so quietly? However, the sent message did not receive a reply like before. Zhang Qingyun began to panic. He could not help asking his fellow disciples for news about the family, and even wanted to ask for leave to go back to Yanhuang Mountain to find out. Soon, on the same day, Xingzong took action. The 2 ancestors of Xingzong, Zhu and Liang, were assigned by Xingzong to airdrop to Yanhuang Mountain half a day later and conduct a detailed investigation of the entire island. Knowing that the giant ancestors of the sect had been alarmed and left the mountain, Zhang Qingyun had to believe it this time. He was so scared that he dared not leave Xingzong for fear of being skinned alive by the enemies of the family. Yanhuang Mountain. The giant ancestors had good means and soon found some clues. It was estimated that at least 3 Purple Mansion demon cultivators took action, and the number of demon cultivators was about 4. Then the 3 surviving cultivators of the Zhang family were summoned and asked about the scene they saw at the time and what methods the demon cultivators used. The truth would soon surface. Facing the inquiry of Xingzong, the 3 surviving cultivators of the Zhang family did not dare to hide anything at all. They explained everything clearly. Xingzong soon locked the real culprit to be from the ancient god religion. While the other party had not left the inner star sea, the 2 ancestors Zhu and Liang decided to strike with thunder and temporarily ignored the battle between the Zhang and Chen clans. The 2 ancestors tracked down the 4 black-blooded demons with the clues they collected, and searched everywhere for the figures of the 4 people. They found the traces of the 4 people in the afternoon of the same day. The 2 giant cultivators attacked, and even if the black blood demon's magic treasure was improved and promoted to a top-grade magic weapon, it was still no match. The blood-transforming black knife, which had been refined to perfection after slaughtering more than 100,000 people of the Zhang family, had no effect in front of Patriarch Liang. Once they fought, the magic knife was refined into ashes by Patriarch Liang with the Samadhi True Fire. Facing the 2 veteran giant cultivators, the 4 black blood demons were far from being opponents. They were frightened and fled for their lives, not daring to stay for a moment. First, the 3 female demon cultivators, even if they fled for hundreds of miles separately, were still useless. They were killed by Patriarch Zhu without even a chance to resist. Patriarch Liang captured the black blood demon alive, abolished his cultivation, took out a god-asking talisman and hit the demon, wanting to interrogate some useful information, such as where the headquarters of the ancient god religion was. However, the god-asking talisman took effect, and just when he asked about the origin of the black blood demon and was asking about the location of the ancient god religion, the black-blooded old demon suddenly let out a scream, and a ball of black flame ignited from his body. but in a flash it turned into ashes and melted in front of the two people. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 412, Dark Demon Lord. The ancient god religion is quite mysterious, and it was only in the past 200 years or so that the Star Sect had a confrontation with the demon cultivators of the ancient god religion. In nearly 100 confrontations, the Star Sect monks killed more than 1,000 demon cultivators in the sect. Every time a demon cultivator from the ancient god sect appears, it is basically a joint operation of a few people, with no more than 100 people at most. Most of them are disguised as righteous monks or immortals, wandering around the inner and outer star seas, with few connections between fellow sects. In the vast sea of stars, it is not easy to pick out and kill these ancient god cultivators one by one. The difficulty is no different than finding a needle in a haystack. And every time the demon cultivators of the ancient god sect were killed and the location of the main altar of the ancient god sect was tortured and cleaned up, a new demon sect stronghold would emerge soon after. These demonic cultivators from the ancient god religion are like flies, one after another disappearing and another appearing. Another silencing method used by the ancient god religion. Seeing the black-blooded old demon being burned up by black fire, Patriarch Liang's expression changed. He remembered a particularly troublesome person and couldn't help but said in a deep voice, "It's the black underworld demon flame." This person seems to have been controlled by the black underworld demon lord and became his puppet. In just the blink of an eye, a Xifu period demon cultivator was silenced, which shows how powerful the demon behind this person is. This black demon flame is the flame derived from the Black Demon King's cultivation method. The flame is gentle and vicious, and the fire poison contained in it can not only burn the monk's body, but also refine the soul. This black underworld demonic flame was set up as a forbidden method by the black underworld demon lord as a backup, and was placed on the demon cultivator below. Once the demon cultivator under his seat exposes sensitive information, the black devil flame will be triggered immediately and burned to ashes. Patriarch Liang was able to recognize the black demonic flame because he knew it from the Star Sect's classics. In his early years of practice, he had witnessed demon cultivators being incinerated by the black demonic flame, so he was deeply impressed. Unable to find the information they wanted, the two ancestors had to clean up the battlefield and check the captured storage bags, but they did not get any useful clues. When the 4 black-blooded old demons were killed at the border of the inner star sea, it was not over yet. The demon eliminating operation had just begun. A demonic cultivator was causing trouble in the inner star sea and slaughtered hundreds of thousands of mortals. This aroused the anger of Xingzong and was tantamount to a slap in Xingzong's face. As long as a large number of mortals are not affected by the battles between immortal cultivating families, Star Sect will not easily intervene. But Xingzong will never tolerate evil practices like demon cultivators killing mortals. The 4 major sects including Kirigakure Island and the major cultivating families will not let the demon cultivators cause chaos, and will definitely launch an operation to eliminate the demons. In the next few days, Xingzong relied on the intelligence collected from various places and the information given by the monks to quickly locate the location of the ancient god sect. Unexpectedly, the sect was hidden in the outer star sea, disguised as a foundation-building family. Zhu and Liang, 2 golden elixir ancestors, joined forces to break into the ancient god sect and found that there were more than 400 demon cultivators in the sect, including 2 Xifu demon cultivators and 1 golden elixir demon cultivator. This golden elixir demon cultivator is the leader. The clan leader is named Zhao Yuandong, who has reached the early stage of golden elixir cultivation. After the position of the general altar was exposed, Zhao Yuandong fled thousands of miles away early, hoping to escape the Xingzong's suppression. However, the 2 ancestors Zhu and Liang still locked their oars and chased him for more than 300,000 miles, and finally killed this demon town in the Sea of 10,000 Demons. The Star Sect uprooted this stronghold of the ancient god cult disguised as a family, eliminated all demonic cultivators in the cult, and thoroughly investigated all cultivators who had contact with the clan. In the next few months, the Star Sect will launch a dragnet to investigate the remnants of the ancient god religion hidden in various parts of the Star Sea, and kill every one of them. The Qing sect came forward in this matter and continued to eliminate the remnants of the demonic cultivators of the ancient god sect. Only then did the major cultivating families take a reassurance, and they all hoped to eradicate the members of the ancient god sect as soon as possible. However, it is worth mentioning according to the information obtained through torture during the Star Sect's purge, the ancient god's religion stronghold that was eliminated this time was the same as the previous purges. The so-called Zhao family on High Highland is not the real ancient god sect, but just a branch stronghold established by the sect in Xinghai. There are many such strongholds in the Star Sea, and this is just an inconspicuous one among them. The Black Blood ancestor and Zhang Zhenai both came from here and are the elders of the sect. As for the real main altar of the ancient god religion, it can be speculated that it is located in the Sea of 10,000 Demons. As for the specific location, the Star Sect is also unknown. Only the elders of the sect at the level of the Black Blood Old Demon and the demonic cultivators of the Xifu period know the true location of the main altar. But the demon cultivators of the ancient god sect at this level, like the old Black Blood Demon, have been planted with a black forbidden law. Once sensitive information is to be disclosed. For example, where is the main altar of the ancient god religion, what is the strength of the Dark Lord, and how many monks there are in the ancient god religion now. The black forbidden law in the body of the demonic cultivator will be triggered instantly, igniting a black demonic flame, and it will be reduced to ashes and smoke. When questioning Zhao Yuandong and the two Xifu demon cultivators, they also asked for the magic talisman, but they couldn't get the information they wanted at all. The three of them had the same ending. They were all instantly refined into flying ashes by the black underworld forbidden law in their bodies, even if they did not use the god-asking talisman. Even if the other party wanted to surrender and reported their position in the main altar, they would still die under the black underworld forbidden law. This is also the most difficult part of completely eradicating the ancient god's religion. As long as the hidden dangers of this main altar are not eliminated, the ancient god's religion will still exist. In order to stabilize the situation in Xinghai and prevent the news that the ancient god religion still existed from spreading and shaking the rule and causing people to panic, Xingzong did not disclose any information to the outside world. All the Xingzong cultivators who participated in the extermination of the ancient god cult, including the two ancestors Zhu and Liang, issued a ban, prohibiting the spread of any news that the headquarters of the ancient god cult still existed. After clearing an ancient god cult stronghold, the tragedy of the demon plague came to an end. 2 days later, the two ancestors Zhu and Liang visited Lingjian Island and began to inquire about the battle between the Zhang and Chen clans a few days ago. It was easy to tell who was right and who was wrong in this battle, because the Zhang family started first. As a witness, Bai Yinying recounted the whole process. This included Zhang Zhenai's act of exposing his identity as a demon cultivator, and she witnessed the whole thing with her own eyes. Not only that, the 5 Zhang family cultivators who were deliberately spared by the Chen family cultivators, as well as the 3 Zhang family members who survived, did not dare to hide it. In the face of Xingzong's inquiries, they could only admit in person that it was the Zhang family that started first and had the intention to destroy the Chen family. With Bai Yinying as a guarantor and so many witnesses and evidence, Xingzong immediately defined this battle as being provoked by the Zhang family, and they should have been annihilated. As for the Zhang family's detailed plan, whether they knew that there were demon cultivators in the family, in order to investigate clearly, Xingzong directly gave each of the 8 Zhang family cultivators a divine talisman and interrogated them clearly. As a result, the 8 Zhang family cultivators were confused and did not know that Zhang Zhenai was a demon cultivator. When they learned that the patriarch was a demon cultivator of the ancient god cult who had been hiding for many years, they were also unbelievable at first. If it were not for Xingzong's words and someone had witnessed it with their own eyes, They would not believe a word. As for how to deal with these 8 Zhang family cultivators, Xingzong did not execute them. Xingzong would not ask whether the Chen family would kill these 3 people. Xingzong's failure to take action does not mean that the Chen family will forgive. Chapter 413. Seeking the skin of a tiger will lead to disaster. Chen Qingyun showed no mercy. In front of the 2 ancestors Zhu and Liang, he gave each of the 8 Zhang family cultivators a sword and killed them all on the spot without mercy. Seeing the 8 Zhang family cultivators being killed, the 2 ancestors Zhu and Liang remained calm. Out of careful consideration, the 2 ancestors asked about the specific circumstances of the battle with Zhang Zhenai and learned that Zhang Zhenai was carrying the black blood blade. After a conversation, they vaguely guessed that Zhang Zhenai might have colluded with the demon cultivators of the ancient god sect and was eventually robbed by the villains. They restored some of the battle scenes of that day through magical skills. Not long after, they even captured a faint breath of demon cultivators 10 miles away from Lingjian Island, which came from the demon cultivators of the ancient god sect. At the same time, this breath was consistent with the breath of the demon cultivators who slaughtered Yanhuang Mountain. And it was obviously the same gang. At this point in the investigation, the whole story of the incident can be easily speculated. Combined with the fact that the Zhang family suddenly launched a large-scale invasion of the Chen family, and the residual aura of demon cultivators was found around Lingjian Island, this obviously confirmed the crime of the Zhang family colluding with demon cultivators. After the investigation, the 2 ancestors Zhu and Liang did not stay any longer and returned to Xingzong to report. Before leaving, Ancestor Zhu looked at Chen Qingyun deeply and admired Chen Qingyun, a junior. Those who seek the skins of a tiger will eventually suffer. After leaving this sentence, he took Ancestor Liang and turned into sword light and flew into the sky, quickly flying away from Lingjian Island. Chen Qingyun noticed the meaningful look of Ancestor Zhu before he left, and felt a little confused. But before he had time to think more, when he looked up again, the figures of the 2 ancestors had already disappeared in the sky. Things have become clear, and Chen Xianming, Chen Qingyun and others can't hide the chill in their hearts. They already hate the Zhang family. Fighting between families is commonplace and not a rare thing. Even if the Zhang family did not attack this time, after the Chen family has developed for a period of time, it will touch the interests of the 2 families, and sooner or later a conflict will break out, eventually leading to a family war. However, the Zhang family actually colluded with the demon cultivators to act together this time. Then once the Chen family is defeated, it will not be able to preserve the blood of tens of thousands of mortals and leave descendants like other families. The only result can only be that the family will be slaughtered by the demon cultivators, and tens of thousands of mortals in the family will become the blood food of the demon cultivators. This kind of evil behavior of killing the donkey after it has done its work is what all the immortal cultivation families do not want to see. And it is also the most hated. Chen Xianming made a prompt decision and decided to take action in person in the next few days to kill all the surviving Zhang family cultivators, without showing any mercy to the Zhang family. Zhang Jingwen, who is still in Xingzong, will not be able to leave the Xingzong area. Not to mention that the Chen family will not take action. Many cultivators who have been suppressed by the Zhang family will keep a close eye on Zhang Jingwen's every move. Zhang Jingwen is not doing well in the sect now, and his reputation and status are far inferior to Chen Qingyun. Once the news that the head of the Zhang family was a demon cultivator was exposed, the outside world was speculating whether the Zhang family was not upright and whether many of the family members were also demon cultivators. Zhang Jingwen's personal connections in the sect were very simple. He only inherited a little from Zhang Shengzheng, mostly with a few fellow disciples who were building foundations. His reputation in the Zhang family was ruined, and Zhang Jingwen was deliberately isolated and alienated. No one wanted to get too close to Zhang Jingwen in the Xingzong. Although the Xingzong leaders paid attention to this matter and deliberately used a second-level questioning talisman to inquire about Zhang Jingwen's true identity, it turned out that this person was not a demon cultivator. However, Zhang Jingwen was too affected by the storm and was too arrogant. He still had difficulty in Xingzong. Few people were willing to contact him, and he became more and more distant from his fellow disciples. Then the two ancestors returned to Xingzong and reported the whole story. This matter seemed to have wings and flew all over the Xingzong, spreading widely. In just a few days, all the families in Xingsha Islands heard the news, and they talked about it and had different reactions. On the one hand, they were very happy about the destruction of the Zhang family. They didn't expect that Zhang Zenai was actually a big devil who had been hiding for many years. He really deserved to be killed and must not be spared. On the other hand, these families' attitudes towards the Chen family changed again and became more fearful. Now, for example, the Yang family, the Zhang family, and the Zhu family have already tacitly regarded the Chen family as the first family in Xingsha. In the Xingsha Islands, more than a dozen families had different reactions. Some admired, some were vigilant, some flattered, and more were worried that the Chen family would follow the old path of the Zhang family. On the psychedelic island, Yan Wancheng, Yan Jianyu, and Yan Jian witnessed that the strength of the Chen family was beyond imagination, and they couldn't help but feel fortunate. They had long known about the grievances between the Chen and Zhang families, and they were sure that there would be a war between the two families. At that time, the three of them would probably be involved in this fight, and because of this, they were already planning a way out. It's nothing to cooperate with the Chen family to deal with the Zhang family. After all, they have received benefits from the Chen family, so they will not refuse with complaints. But the risk of fighting is not small. The Zhang family has dominated the Xingsha Islands for hundreds of years, and their foundation must be good. If the Chen family is defeated when the fight really breaks out, they can only leave their hometown and never be fence-sitters. But what the three did not expect was that the Zhang family suddenly attacked this time, and they were defeated and wiped out in less than half a day. Even if Zhang Zenai reached the peak of the Purple Mansion, he still could not escape the fate of being killed. Chen Xianming and Chen Qingyun, the two Purple Mansions, have grown to this point. Under the Jiandan stage, except for Nangong Yuang, who else can be their opponent? The strength of the Chen family cannot be often discussed. Having been paying attention to this matter recently, Yan Wancheng has become more and more respectful of the Chen family, and couldn't help but sigh. In the future, the Chen family will be the king of the Xingsha Islands. Like Yan Wancheng and the other two, Wei Minyuan, Lu Qinyan and other scattered cultivators on Yuanzhu Island were all surprised by the strength of the Chen family, and they dared not make any plans against the Chen family. They could only be honest and abide by the rules of the Chen family, not daring to have the slightest rebellious heart, and continue to live on Yuanzhu Island. On the other side, the ancestor of the Zhang family, who was temporarily living in Hefang City, heard the rumors and learned about the follow-up of the war between the two clans, and couldn't help but sigh. What a fool! Zhang Zenai took action against the Chen family, but underestimated the strength of the Chen family. This time, he pushed the family to the road of destruction. He felt that the patriarch acted strangely at the time, and there seemed to be something fishy. Then he peeked with the Qingguang spiritual eyes and saw that Zhang Zenai had been possessed by a demon. If he hadn't found something wrong and quickly escaped, it would probably not have ended well. How can a family of immortal cultivators who are involved with demon cultivators survive if they collude with them? Sooner or later, they will end up seeking the skin of a tiger and suffer the consequences. Now, I am probably the only one left in the family. Zhang Zenai's identity as a demon cultivator has been exposed. The Zhang family's reputation has been ruined and is destined to disappear in the dust of history. Some of the resources and industries left by the family, as well as the shops in the market, will soon be divided up by the major families, and nothing will be left. If I am lucky enough to survive, I will leave my hometown and leave Xingsha, a place of trouble, so as not to be found by enemies and treated as a demon cultivator. The Zhang family has such a disaster. I should never have let that old thief Zhang Zenai take the position of patriarch. Well, whatever, what is destined to happen will happen, and what is not destined to happen should not be forced. I never thought that a Purple Mansion cultivator like me would become a floating, helpless and independent cultivator in the future. It is really a bad fate and life is unpredictable. I can only accept my fate. The ancestor of the Zhang family is very shrewd. Seeing that there is no hope of reviving the Zhang family, he can only give up this unrealistic idea. After sighing for a long time and calming down, he went directly to the alien sea to hide his identity and become a casual cultivator. Since then, the Zhang family no longer has a purple mansion cultivator. Zhang family ancestor. Chapter 414 Feedback from the family. The ancestor of the Zhang family fled to the outer sea and disappeared. It is difficult to find his trace after he changed his name. If you want to find the ancestor of the Zhang family, it is difficult to find any clues unless you follow the clue of the purple mansion cultivator and check one by one. The Chen family does not know whether the ancestor of the Zhang family is dead or alive, and they can't find out whether he is still alive. The 4 black-blooded old demons were ruthless and slaughtered more than 100,000 members of the Zhang family. They didn't even let go of the corpses. They took away all the bodies of the cultivators and prepared to refine them into corpse puppets and magic pills. The names of more than 100,000 people were recorded together, and there were so many words that they could form a book of 100 or 200 pages. Then check one by one to find out which members of the Zhang family are still alive, but there is no evidence at all. At present, how many people are still alive in the Zhang family? Xingzong has not spent time to count. At least on the surface, Zhang Jingwen is now a living target, being watched by many people. Zhang Jingwen was fine in the sect. At least he was protected by the identity of a disciple of the Xingzong, and no one would dare to attack him in the Xingzong. However, as long as this person left the Xingzong and was killed by someone, the Xingzong would turn a blind eye and ignore it. The Zhang family cultivators in Yanhuang Mountain are now like rats crossing the street, and everyone is shouting and beating them. In addition, there are 3 more members of the Zhang family outside. These 3 people are running family shops in the market, and they will not have a good end. Linjian Island. After a discussion, Chen Xianmin and his group began to count the gains brought by the battle and divide the spoils. There were a total of 533 storage bags, most of which were carried by Zhang family cultivators, and occasionally 2 were carried. After everyone made a comprehensive statistics, after each of them obtained according to the number of people killed, there were more than 200 remaining storage bags that could be divided. These were killed by Mo Ling, Bei Ling and the 3 ice crystal silver pythons. Chen Qingyun proposed that everyone should share them equally. There are a total of over 90,000 spiritual stones in these storage bags, and the spiritual stone reserves of foundation building cultivators are the majority, accounting for 60%. The Chen family cultivators who confronted the Zhang family head-on, plus Chen Qingyun, Chen Xianmin and others, totaled 16 people. Chen Qingyun and the other 16 people divided these spiritual stones equally, and each person received 5,000 spiritual stones. The remaining 10,000 spiritual stones were added to the clan treasury, and part of them were used to repair the damaged Zhang family spiritual ships. The 10 Zhang family spiritual ships are all of the first-class grade. Although the grade is not high, the control difficulty is low and easy to use. Qi refining cultivators can control them. When Chen Qingyun and others took action, they reserved a hand and did not use the demon-killing cannon or large-scale moves to bombard these spiritual ships. At most, under the attack of Luaniao, Chen Daoran and other foundation-building cultivators, the hull was more or less damaged, and the spiritual ship would not be destroyed. During the battle, we should try to kill the Zhang family cultivators efficiently, so these spirit ships looked guard, but the internal structure is still intact. Fortunately, there are 3 refiners, Chen Qingyun, Chen Qingyun, and Chen Daoran. The project of repairing the spirit ship is not too difficult and can be completed in a month at most. These spirit ships can enrich the family's navigation heritage. It takes a refiner about 2 months to refine a first-level top-grade spirit ship. Now we have captured 10 ships, which saves 2 years of construction time. Then, there are pills, talismans, and magic tools. Because the pills are easy to be tampered with, the cultivators will not take them easily, and will let Chen Dalan carefully check them one by one before distributing them. Now, the number of pills has been counted first, 199 bottles of first-level pills, and 16 bottles of second-level pills. There are 621 talismans in total, ranging from first level to second level medium quality. These talismans are not very useful for the foundation building and purple mansion cultivators, so they are all divided among the family's chi refining cultivators. Everyone chooses, and after averaging 10 per person, the extra ones are stored in the family library. As for the magic tools, there are a lot of them, more than 1,100 pieces, and the Zhang family cultivators basically have 2, and some have 3. Seeing so many magic tools, and the Zhang family being exterminated by the demon cultivators, there is no need to avoid using these magic tools, and they can be displayed in front of outsiders. The Zhang family was the first to attack the Chen family, so they don't have to worry about exposing their origins by using these magic tools. Except for Chen Qingyun and Chen Xianming, the 2 purple mansion cultivators of the family, all the cultivators present chose 3. The remaining magic tools, like the spirit stones and talismans that were taken first, were stored in the family library as resources for future exchange. Here, it is worth mentioning that among them, there are 500 magic tools, and Chen Daoran and other foundation building cultivators proposed to give them all to Chen Qingyun. In terms of military exploits, Chen Qingyun used 10 phoenixes to kill more than 100 Zhang family cultivators. In addition to killing Zhang Zenai, he was already the top hero of this battle. Chen Qingyun must have contributed the most, and it is reasonable that he should get the most spoils. Chen Daoran, Chen Qingyun and others recalled the situation when Chen Qingyun divided the spoils. For example, in the Battle of Zhulinghai, he killed several Taoists of Jimi. At that time, he was mainly trying to obtain magic tools, so he proposed this idea. 500 magic tools, from the first grade low grade to the second grade high grade. This is not a small amount. Converted into spirit stones, it is about 100,000. You gave me so many spirit stones? Chen Qingyun was somewhat flattered that his family gave him 500 magic tools. When he eliminated the Zhao family and divided the spoils in the early years, he did not get so many resources. What's there to be reluctant about? Chen Daoran said with a smile, and then showed a serious look. Qingyun, everyone has seen your gifts to the family over the years. The weapon refining workshop alone has made huge profits for the family. We give you these magic weapons in return. Compared with your contribution to the family, what does this mean? Yes. Chen Daolin also said. You should keep it if I ask you to. You have made a great contribution in this battle. If it weren't for your great efforts, we would not have won so quickly. Chen Xianming said, we are a family and we don't say a word. I will give it to you. You can rest assured to accept it as long as it is useful to you. Chen Daoran, Chen Xianming and other family foundation builders guessed that Chen Qingyun had some trump cards and the magic weapons they obtained could play a huge value. In the early days, Chen Qingyun could teach them the great wilderness devouring demon art. Devouring the resources of monsters can improve their cultivation. There is such a precedent. Now, even if Chen Qingyun said that he could devour magic weapons to advance, they would not be too surprised. Even though they guessed that Chen Qingyun had a trump card and secrets, they all kept it to themselves and would not ask. Instead, they would help Chen Qingyun keep the secret. Seeing this, Chen Qingyun did not refuse and accepted the 500 magic tools. Finally, it was the highlight, counting Zhang Zenai's storage bag. Zhang Zenai's storage bag was of the second level middle grade, with a storage capacity of about 50 square meters, which was full of many items. Occasionally, some cultivators would design mechanisms in the storage bag, secretly keeping a hand to deal with the enemy, making it hard to guard against. Under the attention of the clan members, Chen Qingyun carefully checked it once, and after confirming that there was no poisonous fog mechanism in the storage bag, he dumped all of the items in the storage bag. In an instant, all kinds of strange daily necessities, magic tools, elixirs, spirit stones, etc. were piled up on the ground. Chapter 415 Mysterious Jade Plate. After careful counting, the total number of spirit stones was just over 190,000, including 11 medium-grade spirit stones and 1 high-grade spirit stone. This high-grade spirit stone, according to the exchange ratio, is worth 10,000 low-grade spirit stones. However, due to the scarcity of high-grade spirit stones and the abundance of spiritual energy, it can slightly assist Purple Mansion cultivators in condensing golden elixirs. Therefore, holding a high-grade spirit stone, you can directly exchange it for a Purple Mansion crystal in the 5 major sects. In terms of spirit stone income, it can be said to be very generous. As for magic weapons, there are fire-breathing bags and blood-transforming black knives, which have been put into Chen Qingyun's sleeves during the war. The 6 armor shield was scrapped in the battle and has no value to pick up. As for the flame sky knife, this knife is called the flame knife. With the death of Zhang Zhenai, even if this knife has become an ownerless object, it is difficult for outsiders to sacrifice and use it. It is better to decompose it directly into strengthening points. Other pills and talismans are not rare, they are just of higher grade. There is a 3rd grade middle grade talisman, ice condensation wind and snow talisman. The most noteworthy thing is that there is a foundation building pill in the pill, which is treasured in a brocade box. The foundation building pill is very practical, and Chen Xianming and others' eyes light up. Not only that, after a careful count, a pill formula aroused Chen Qingyun's interest. After a closer look, a smile appeared on his face. "Take a look at this." Chen Qingyun first gave the pill formula to Chen Dalan. Chen Dalan took it and thought it was a 3rd grade pill formula. After a closer look, he immediately lost his composure and couldn't help but exclaimed, "Wow, it's a foundation building pill formula." Everyone heard this and gathered around to watch. As expected, the recipe recorded on this pill formula is the recipe for refining the foundation building pill. The foundation building pill is a 2nd grade top grade pill, which requires the 3rd grade demon pill as the main ingredient, plus 100-year-old jade marrow golden branch, purple monkey flower and other medicinal materials as supplements. In addition, since it is necessary to smelt the 3rd grade demon pill and combine its power with many medicinal materials, a 2nd grade alchemist cannot do this at all. Therefore, a 3rd grade alchemist needs to be invited to start refining, which makes the foundation building pill expensive, and the general starting price is 10,000 spirit stones per pill. In the Xinghai Zhuxian world, the formula of the foundation building pill is not a secret. As long as you spend a lot of money, about 20,000 to 30,000 spirit stones, there are still ways to buy it. The only problem is that it is not enough to have a pill formula. The 3rd grade demon pill is easy to say, it takes some time to buy it, mainly because the 100-year-old jade marrow golden branch is often out of stock. Before Han Laozu refined the foundation building pill, he went to the outer star sea to search for several months, and finally killed a 3rd grade medium quality deep sea octopus, and then obtained the demon pill. Later, Han Laozu purchased 2 jade marrow branches from Yaoang Mountain, and after decades of collecting medicinal materials, he finally refined the foundation building pill with the 3rd level alchemy attainment. In the Star Sea, there are very few cultivators like Han Laozu who are capable of collecting medicinal materials and refining foundation building pills. The 5 major sects, such as Xingzan and Wuan Island, basically take advantage of the once-in-a-century Xinghai monster tide to kill a large number of 3rd level monsters to obtain monster pills. According to this time calculation, ordinary families need to grow 100-year spiritual medicine such as jade marrow branches every 100 years. Even with the blessing of various spiritual objects, many spiritual medicines can mature early, which still leads to the high price of a foundation building pill, which is much more expensive than the same level pills. Now, I have obtained a foundation building pill recipe, which is equivalent to saving the purchase cost of 20,000 to 30,000 spirit stones. This kind of pill recipe does not exist in the 3rd level alchemy inheritance of Xingzan. It is generally traded secretly and will not be sold on the table. With this foundation building pill recipe, the family also saves time on purchasing pill recipes. The direction of efforts in the next few years is to train Chen Dalan to become a 3rd level alchemist. Chen Dalan's current alchemy attainments have reached the 2nd level extreme. In just over 2 years, he has even jumped 2 levels. On the one hand, He can make such progress because of the strong support of the family economy, and all kinds of resources and medicinal materials. On the other hand, the family has a third-level alchemy inheritance to learn. Ha ha ha, good luck. I will work harder to improve my alchemy in the future. Now that he has the foundation building pill recipe, Chen Dailin wants to be promoted to a third-level alchemist as soon as possible and wants to refine foundation building pills for the family. Zhang Zhenai was killed by Chen Qingyun, and all the resources in this storage bag naturally belong to Chen Qingyun. However, considering that Chen Xianming also assisted and made efforts, Chen Qingyun was not stingy. He divided half of the spirit stones, including 6 medium-grade spirit stones, in addition to elixirs, talismans, and the fire-breathing bag, all of which were divided among Chen Xianming. No need, too much. But Chen Xianming shook his head repeatedly, unwilling to get so many spoils of war, saying that the fire-breathing bag was useful to him. It is better to leave the rest of the spirit stones to Chen Qingyun. After several shirkings, seeing that Chen Xianming insisted on only dividing the fire-breathing bag and not taking the rest, Chen Qingyun had to give up and got most of the spoils of war. And this foundation-building pill recipe, Chen Qingyun directly gave to the family, which was also a return for the 500 magic tools given by the family before. Everyone supported each other, and the human touch of the family was reflected here. Chen Qingyun once gave magic tools and resources to the clan members, which seemed to be a one-sided contribution. In fact, in recent years, the family has begun to give back to Chen Qingyun. On the one hand, in terms of ideology, it has been tacitly accepted that Chen Qingyun is the next generation of the clan leader after Chen Xianming. Now, Chen Qingyun is equivalent to a deputy clan leader, who can decide the future development direction of the family. His power has exceeded that of the Daowen-Chang generations. Another aspect is the gift of magic weapon resources. Now there are, and there will be more in the future. As the number of family members increases, the family rules in various aspects need to be optimized to be as fair and just as possible. Finally, in addition to common items such as spirit stones, magic weapons, and pill recipes, there is also a white jade plate that is particularly extraordinary. This jade plate is stored in a cloud white brocade box, which is waterproof and fireproof. After Chen Qingyun easily broke this low-level restriction, his spiritual consciousness covered the jade plate and found that this object did not belong to the magic weapon, nor was it in the category of talismans. On this white jade plate, there is an engraved scene of a fairy house in the clouds. Apart from this, there is no other pattern or text description. What is this? Not only Chen Qingyun, but also Chen Xianming and others were puzzled when they saw this and looked at it carefully for a while. The texture and color of this white jade token are not ordinary things. It contains spiritual charm, like some kind of precious token. In the world of immortal cultivation, there are many kinds of objects in the storage bags of cultivators. There are fragments of treasure maps, favorite objects that are tinkered with by oneself, and some special collections. In short, there are all kinds of things. Every time Chen Qingyun opens the storage bag, he feels like opening a blind box, and this time is the same. The appearance of this white jade token has caused confusion among everyone. Although no one knows what it is, even a purple mansion cultivator like Zhang Zhenai has properly preserved it, which means that its origin is not simple. It must be not an ordinary thing and will have certain magical uses. Chapter 416 Liu Zilin and number 039:S visit. What this mysterious white jade token is, it is not clear for the time being. It really needs to be figured out. Chen Qingyun put the jade token back into the box and put it away, along with all the other spoils. After checking the storage bag, everyone searched for ways to deal with Zhang Zhenai's body, but did not find any valuable clues on him. Zhang Zhenai joined the ancient god sect as a guest elder. After joining the sect, everyone will have an identity token. However, Zhang Zhenai, out of caution, naturally would not carry such a thing that exposes his identity with him. Instead, he hid it in a cliff more than 10 miles away from the clan, and would only take it when he needed it. Now, the identity token has no value, hidden there forever, and no one will know about it. Because Zhang Zhenai is a guest elder, the black and dark forbidden method is also planted in his body, but after his death, this forbidden method has dissolved by itself, and will not let the cultivators catch the handle. The body of this person was useless, so everyone burned it and scattered it into the sea. After completing the division of the spoils, everyone was satisfied and gained something. As the clan leader, Chen Xianming took the initiative to mention the foundation building pill, hoping to use it to cultivate future generations of the family. It was useless for Chen Qingyun to take the foundation building pill. King Luan was a natural spiritual root and could successfully build a foundation without the foundation building pill. So at the suggestion of Chen Xianming, it was exchanged for the family at the price of 10,000 spirit stones. So far, the Chen family has stored a total of 8 foundation building pills. There were 2 remaining pills on the Yishi Island trip, and 5 were exchanged during the Xingzong campaign. With this one, there will be no shortage of foundation building pills in the next 20 years. Among the family cultivators, Chen Nianwei, Chen Nianlong, Chen Qingqing, Chen Qingling and others will also be able to build a foundation in a dozen years. Foundation building pills are the foundation of the family, so naturally the more the better. When everyone was preparing to get busy, at this time, Chen Nianwei came to report that someone outside the island wanted to see Chen Qingyun. 6th, Uncle, Sister Zilin is looking for you. Hearing that Liu Zilin was coming to visit, Chen Qingyun and others smiled knowingly and urged Chen Qingyun to go and meet her. The island protection formation was temporarily activated. Chen Qingyun saw Liu Zilin at the family mountain gate. She was covered in dust and seemed to be in a hurry. Qingyun. Seeing Chen Qingyun appear safely, Liu Zilin secretly breathed a sigh of relief, and her hanging heart finally let go. The two walked into the family side by side. Liu Zilin took the initiative to talk about the purpose of this visit, because she heard about the war between the Chen and Zhang clans. She received this news from Zhuyurong. Out of concern for Chen Qingyun's safety, she put down the matter of cultivating spiritual fire in her hands and came to Lingjian Island alone to visit Chen Qingyun. However, she did not confess this thought, but kept it in her heart silently. The last time Chen Qingyun and Liu Zilin parted was 4 months ago. They hadn't seen each other for a while, and the two had a lot to say. In the next few days, Liu Zilin stayed on Lingjian Island. This was the first time Liu Zilin set foot on Lingjian Island. Chen Qingyun accompanied her to stroll around the island and occasionally took a walk in the surrounding sea to enjoy the scenery. When she noticed that Bai Yining was making a 4th level formation, Liu Zilin pretended not to see it, knowing that this was an important matter for the Chen family and could not be spread to the outside world at will. In the past 2 days, Chen Daoren began to repair 10 spirit ships. Each repaired ship was rewarded with 300 spirit stones, and these spirit ships could be stored as a foundation. At the same time, as the news of the battle between the Zhang and Chen families spread throughout the Xingsha Islands, it was finally decided by Zhang Zhenai being beheaded and more than 500 cultivators being annihilated outside Lingjian Island. The Chen family became famous in this battle and its prestige soared. Recently, those who are interested can find out that when attacking the Chen family, Zhang Zhenai had reached the peak of the Purple Mansion. Zhang Zhenai was a demon cultivator of the ancient god sect who had been hiding for many years. His methods were vicious and cruel, and he had the help of magic weapons. This level of demon cultivators is more powerful than cultivators of the same level. But even so, he still fell outside Lingjian Island, which made the strength of Chen Qingyun and Chen Xianming the focus of everyone's attention. Knowing that Chen Xianming had reached the late stage of Xifu and Chen Qingyun was at the peak of Xifu, the cultivators of the entire Xingsha Islands almost exploded. The head of the Chen family, who rarely took action, was so powerful. A few years ago, when the Xifu banquet was held in the Zhuxian building in Fengruo Fang City, Chen Xianming was still at the early stage of Xifu. It has only been a few years, and his cultivation has improved to the late stage of Xifu. Did he hide his strength during this period? As the head of the Chen family, Chen Xianming is really as his name suggests. If he doesn't make a name for himself, he will be amazing. As for Chen Qingyun, this one is even more amazing. He is young and outstanding, with stronger strength. He has the hope of impacting the giant stage in the future. He is an absolute rising star. Now that the Zhang family has been destroyed, who else in the Xingsha Islands can compare with the Chen family? There is no one at all. The title of the first family in Xingsha has fallen on the Chen family. During this period, the Chen family has become the hottest topic in the Xingsha Islands. Some families have begun to show goodwill to the Chen family, fearing that the Chen family will strike while the iron is hot, unify the Xingsha Islands, follow the old path of the Zhang family, and suppress the rise of other families. The Zhang family was destroyed this time, and the remaining industrial interests attracted some independent cultivators and families to make moves. Although Yanhuang Mountain was looted and the spiritual veins were damaged, it can no longer be used as a place for cultivation and reproduction. The outside cultivators naturally look down on Yanhuang Mountain. However, among the industries of the Zhang family, there is also a market shop. Currently, the Zhang family still has 3 shops in the market, all with land deeds, located in Fengrao Market, and each shop is operated by a team of 2 people. The total annual income of these 3 shops is not as good as Fengrao Building, which ranks first in Fengrao Market. But the annual income is also around 9,000 spiritual stones, and is managed by 3 family foundation building cultivators, Zhang Shengyuan, Zhang Shengs, and Zhang Shengyai. Because Zhang Zenai had previously summoned the family foundation building cultivators in order to concentrate his strength, these 3 foundation building cultivators of the Sheng generation were recalled to the family to guard Yanhuang Mountain. This move eventually led to the slaughter of Zhang Shengyuan and the other 2 by the female demon cultivator, and the news soon spread to Fengrao Market. The 3 Qi refining Zhang family cultivators who were lucky enough to stay in the market and did not return to the clan knew that the family was destroyed, and the 3 of them would definitely be wiped out by outside cultivators to seize the profits of the shops. So, the 3 of them had a simple discussion, and they plundered all the resources in the shops overnight and left their hometown. Unfortunately, they had been targeted by the scattered cultivators for a long time. As soon as he left the market, he was surrounded and killed by dozens of independent cultivators, and his belongings were divided up by those independent cultivators. Since then, some people outside have paid attention to Zhang Jiazu, wondering if there are any survivors in the Zhang family. Some people speculate that Zhang Jiazu has been sacrificed by the demon cultivators, while others speculate that Zhang Jiazu is still alive, but his whereabouts are unknown. After all, if a purple mansion cultivator wants to escape, he must have some means. Zhang Jiazu is cautious, calm and experienced, and it is unlikely that he will die in the hands of the demon cultivators. Sure enough, 2 days later, news came out. On Luzu Island in the Inner Star Sea, a cultivator once witnessed Zhang Jiazu riding a teleportation array and going to the Outer Star Sea alone. As for the last trace of Zhang Jiazu, it is unknown. This also led many people to speculate that Zhang Zenai might be carrying the heritage of the Zhang family. Whether this speculation is true or false, it is bound to make Zhang Jiazu a hot commodity in the future and be remembered by many cultivators. However, the one who could do anything to Zhang Jiazu was at least a purple mansion cultivator. After learning that Zhang Jiazu was alive, the Chen family had been asking for information about this person, and wanted to kill him if possible to eliminate future troubles. These things were not something Chen Qingyun needed to care about now, and his main task now was to accompany Liu Zilin. Chapter 417 The Origin of Mo Ling. After staying on Lingjian Island for 6 days, Liu Zilin had to return to Lingbao Mountain because she needed to continue cultivating the purple water and fire. Chen Qingyun escorted her out of Lingjian Island and agreed to contact her at any time if there was anything. The day after Liu Zilin left, Chen Qingyun practiced as usual and practiced the Shedding Dragon Elephant Sutra to the level of great perfection. The practice of the technique was completed successfully, and Chen Qingyun could control 45 magic weapons at the same time, 3 more than before. This soul technique has been practiced to this level. If you want to practice this kind of technique in the future, you need to start with the golden elixir level technique, otherwise the effect will not be great. As for the Teiko purple fire technique, Due to the promotion of cultivation, Chen Qingyun easily practiced to the 3rd level after 2 days of practice, and it was close to perfection. The true essence in the body can be fully transformed into purple fire, and the more powerful purple fire golden knife can be used. After finishing the practice, Chen Qingyun prepared to take Chen Qingyun back to Zhenhai Island the next day. He was still worried about his sister Qingluan. In the afternoon, Bai Yining, who was busy with formations all day, came to Chen Qingyun's residence for the first time and said she wanted to meet him. A 4th level formation master made an appointment, and she was Chen Qingfeng's senior sister. Chen Qingyun had no reason not to meet him, and he was also curious about Bai Yining's purpose. Under the big tree in the courtyard, in an elegant pavilion, Bai Yining was wearing a snow-white robe and sitting there alone, like a plum blossom blooming in the snow, unstained by dust, becoming a beautiful scenery in the pavilion. Seeing Chen Qingyun coming, Bai Yining had no intention of being polite, and asked calmly, "Have you seen Nangong Minyi?" It was just a question, but Chen Qingyun frowned secretly. This was the first time Chen Qingyun heard the name Nangong Minyi. But being able to say it from Bai Yining's mouth meant that this person had an unusual origin. At this moment, a figure quickly emerged in Chen Qingyun's mind. Nangong Ming. The surname is Nangong, and both names contain the character Ming. This Nangong Minyi should be the Ming generation of the Nangong family. Oh, who is this person? He had a guess in his mind that Nangong Minyi might be the offspring of Nangong Yuang, but Chen Qingyun did not answer whether he knew him or not, but pretended to be ignorant and asked back. Bai Yining did not care whether Chen Qingyun knew Nangong Minyi or not, but continued to speak calmly. Nangong Minyi? He is the 2nd son of Nangong Yuang and a core disciple of Xingzong. His soul lamp went out several years ago and he fell outside Xingzong. The cause of death is unknown. Chen Qingyun nodded calmly after hearing this, thinking that he had never met Nangong Minyi. The other party is the son of Nangong Yuang. Based on this identity alone, he will most likely look like Nangong Ming. If he has seen him before, he will definitely remember him. Why did Bai Yining mention Nangong Minyi at this time? Did she suspect that Nangong Minyi was killed by herself? Chen Qingyun did not answer for a moment when this question came to his mind. Bai Yining saw that Chen Qingyun looked normal and did not show any strange expression, so she decided to remind him kindly. "Fellow Taoist Chen, let me tell you this, the black spirit pet beside you has a complicated origin. If I remember correctly, it is from Nangong Minyi. You don't know whether you have seen Nangong Minyi. It's best if you have nothing to do with this person. I have no intersection with Nangong Yuang and his son, because the sex position is opposite to them. This time I came to you to remind you not to show your black spirit pet in front of Nangong Yuang in the future, and the same is true in front of other Xingzong cultivators, so as not to cause trouble. Nangong Yuang has lost 2 sons in a row and is looking for the real culprit everywhere. You have to pay more attention." Bai Yining's words gradually made Chen Qingyun have a clue in his mind. As for the origin of Mo Ling, it was about 10 years ago when Chen Qingyun was ambushed by Zhuxiantu and Wu Chu, 2 bandits, on his way out of Yifeng City. He eventually killed them. At that time, in the storage bags of the 2 men, Chen Qingyun found the Xingzong technique Huang Jitan Xingshu, a fragment of the King Lihai treasure map, and the spirit beast egg of Mo Ling. At that time, Chen Qingyun guessed that the 2 bandits must have killed a Xingzong cultivator. Now it seems that the person they killed was Nangong Minyi. Chen Qingyun had a deep understanding of Nangong Ming's strength. He was eventually killed by Sun Tai because of his arrogance and underestimation of the enemy. Whether Nangong Minyi was strong or not, he must be a leader among the same level and not so easy to kill. It was completely a coincidence that this person's wealth ended up in his hands. He did it for self-protection. No wonder he caused trouble. Bai Yining could recognize Mo Ling, and it seemed that she had noticed Mo Ling in the battle a few days ago. When Chen Qingyun was silent, Bai Yining did not want to say anything more. "I have conveyed my good intentions. Goodbye." As soon as the voice fell, Bai Yining was about to leave. Thinking that the other party could recognize Mo Ling at a glance, Chen Qingyun decided to ask for advice and hurriedly opened his mouth to keep her. Wait a minute, fellow Taoist Bei, I dare to ask, do you know the origin of Mo Ling's race? Since the words have come to this point, Chen Qingyun no longer hides it and wants to solve the doubts in his heart. What kind of spirit beast is Mo Ling? As long as the answer is known, it will be much easier to cultivate Mo Ling in the future, without having to cross the river by feeling the stones. Guessing that Chen Qingyun would ask this question, Mo Ling is the name of the black spirit pet, Bei Yining murmured. Mo Ling. Then, she shook her head gently. I don't know the origin of Mo Ling. I only know that it was a chance brought back by Nangong Yuang from the Immortal Mansion, and was finally given to Nangong Minai out of love. And I can recognize Mo Ling because I have been exposed to its breath, so I have some impression of it. Bei Yining explained in detail why she could recognize Mo Ling. More than 30 years ago, after Nangong Yuang obtained Mo Ling, he did not know Mo Ling's origin like Chen Qingyun, so he tried every means to ask someone to investigate and test the spirit beast eggs. During this period, he had looked for Bei Yining. Bei Yining is not only a formation master, but also learned the way of beast control, and is a third-level middle-grade beast control master. With the formation and beast control methods, she peeked into Mo Ling's childhood and remembered Mo Ling's breath firmly. However, she couldn't be sure which race of spirit beast Mo Ling came from. In the following years, because Nangong Yuang had great ambitions and got close to the young faction in the sect, he gradually formed an opposition with the elder faction headed by the Red Spirit Patriarch, which eventually led to difficult-to-resolve conflicts between the two sides and rarely crossed paths. Regarding the conflicts within the Xingzong, Bei Yining briefly mentioned them without much mention. The focus of her words fell on Mo Ling, telling Chen Qingyun that once Mo Ling appeared in front of Nangong Yuang, the other party would most likely recognize him. As for whether other high-level cultivators in the Xingzong could recognize Mo Ling, it depended on whether Gong Yuang had invited other cultivators to explore Mo Ling's origins. After losing his two precious sons, Nangong Yuang's heart of Taoism was lost, and he was already at risk of going crazy. In recent years, he has been thoroughly investigating the real culprit, and would rather kill the wrong person than let him go. If it weren't for Chen Qingfeng's feelings, and cooperating with the Chen family, and having a good impression of the Chen family, Bei Yining would not care about this matter. After learning the ins and outs of the matter, Chen Qingyun nodded. Thank you for your reminder, Mr. Bei, but there is one thing I don't understand. Tell me. What exactly is the Immortal Palace you're talking about? Can you tell me? Chapter 418, Immortal Gate in the Clouds, Secluded Immortal Residence. Faced with Chen Qingyun's questioning, Bei Yining didn't mean to say more. She hadn't said so many words today for several days. She glanced at Chen Qingyun lightly and just said slowly. The Fairy Gate in the Clouds, the Secluded Fairy Mansion. After saying this, Bei Yining said goodbye without caring whether Chen Qingyun was confused or not. Chen Qingyun was left to ponder secretly, muttering the 8 words she said. The Fairy Gate in the Clouds, the Secluded Fairy Mansion. Since it can be said from Bei Yining's mouth, and looking at this name, it is most likely a fairyland. Mo Ling came from this mysterious fairy mansion. As for the specific information of this fairy mansion, since Bei Yining mentioned it but didn't say it clearly, it means that it is not difficult to find out clearly. Bei Yining doesn't like to talk. It is very rare that she can come to her today and mention Mo Ling's matter. Chen Qingyun knows the limit and doesn't mean to stop her and ask more questions. Obviously, the specific origin of Mo Ling can be found by asking Nangong Yuang himself, who may have already known some information. But this will definitely not work, as it is tantamount to walking into a trap and making enemies for nothing. It is equivalent to telling Nangong Ming that your son's spirit beast is in my hands, letting Nangong Yuang keep an eye on it, and then find out whether it is related to Chen Qingyun and Nangong Ming. This kind of stupid thing must not be done. Then there is only one other way. Or Go to the secluded Immortal Mansion to personally explore the origin of Mo Ling and uncover the answer yourself. The specific information about this secluded Immortal Mansion must be carefully checked in the future. That morning, as the last Qingguang Ding landed and stood on the center of the formation was communicated, and the entire set of Jiuding Qingguang formation was officially arranged. In order to build this formation, Bai Yinying lived on Lingjian Island for 4 months longer than the originally expected 1 year. Of the extra 4 months, more than 2 months were delayed for collecting formation materials. In addition, the invasion of the Zhang family made Bai Yinying slow down a speed when the formation was finished. She could cooperate with the Chen family in facing the investigation of Xingzan and serve as a witness for the Chen family. The formation was completed and debugged several times to make sure it was completely formed. Bai Yinying notified Chen Xianming and explained the use and maintenance of the formation in detail, and Chen Xianming took notes seriously. The power of the 4th level formation is more than 3 times that of the 3rd level formation. Not only does it need to be maintained on the basis of the 3rd level spiritual vein. When running this set of 9 cauldron heaven and earth formation, it is also necessary to use spiritual stones to charge the formation. When the formation is fully opened and the power reaches its peak, it will consume about 5,000 spiritual stones a day. Due to the special nature of the formation, 3 heaven and earth tripods can be used as a group to run 3 3rd-level formations, and at least 3 foundation-building cultivators are required to control the formation. The higher the level of the formation, the more terrifying the energy consumed, and it also requires a strong cultivation to control the formation. Or it is to rely on a large number of low-level cultivators to replace it, and it is not possible to operate it as you want. After explaining the control method of the formation, Bai Yinying did not stay any longer, took the reward of 50,000 spirit stones from Chen Xianming, and prepared to leave that afternoon. Chen Xianming wanted to invite Bai Yinying to stay for a few more days, treat her well, and thank her for her hard work over the past year. The sect still has things to deal with. Thank you for your kindness, Patriarch Chen. However, Bai Yinying refused directly and told her that if there are any problems with this set of 9 cauldrons universe formation in the future, she can contact her at any time. Leaving a communication talisman, she set up the sword light and left Lingjian Island, setting off to return to Xingzang. Chen Qingyun did not disturb Bai Yinying. Thinking of Bai Yinying's reminder, a sense of crisis emerged in his heart these 2 days. Since obtaining Mo Ling, Chen Qingyun had no idea that Mo Ling would be related to Nangong Minyi. This little guy was actually an opportunity brought back by Nangong Yuang from the Immortal Mansion. If he had known this earlier, he would have tried his best to hide the existence of Mo Ling and would not let the cultivators outside the family know about it. But, in the end, Chen Qingyun did not know this information. It was just a coincidence that Nangong Minyi was killed by the bandit cultivator, and Chen Qingyun killed the bandit cultivator and took all the spoils. Although this process was for self-protection, it also avenged Nangong Minyi to a certain extent. But would Nangong Yuang believe it based on one-sided words? Just like Bai Yinying said, Nangong Yuang lost his 2 sons and his mind was broken. He would rather kill someone by mistake than let him go. Both Nangong Minyi and Nangong Ming were involved with Chen Qingyun. Once Nangong Yuang heard the news about Mo Ling, what should he do if he came to Lingjian Island in anger? It is not a false reputation to be called the first purple mansion in Xinghai. Even Nangong Ming has the Fu Baofu High ruler in his hand. Chen Qingyun does not think that Nangong Yuang himself does not have a Fu Bao and many hidden means. The other party only needs to follow Mo Ling to find Nangong Minyi. Then go to Lin Kangong's cave to search for treasures and pull out Nangong Ming. Chen Qingyun doesn't think that Nangong Yuang will be generous enough to spare his son Tai and Ling Sai's lives after knowing the truth. He probably wants to kill them all and bury Nangong Ming with him. But then again, Chen Qingyun is not afraid of such a veteran Purple Mansion cultivator. If they really fight, he is also at the peak of Purple Mansion, plus a set of excellent equipment. Whether it is the 9 Purple Mansion puppets, 3 patrol ships, or the Luan bird, the Panlong, and many top-grade magic weapons, They are enough to compete with Nangong Yuang head-on. If they really can't beat him, there are ways to avoid his edge. What worries Chen Qingyun the most is actually his family. He can't ignore the life and death of his family for his own sake, and it is even more impossible for him to be alone and give up Lingjian Island. Mo Ling has grown up to now and has shown himself in front of many cultivators. It is impossible to keep it secret. Unless Sun Tai can't succeed in revenge, there will be a confrontation between Nangong Yuang and me sooner or later in the future. In the next few days, Chen Qingyun began to browse in the family library, looking for information about the secluded immortal mansion. But there was no harvest for the time being. The Chen family has been passed down for nearly 300 years. Although the collection of books and ancient scrolls is huge, there is not a single word about the secluded immortal mansion. This seems to indicate that the news of the immortal mansion may be circulated in the circle of high-level cultivators. Perhaps only the 5 major sects such as Lingbao Mountain and Yaoang Mountain will have detailed information. The information gap began to show up in the Chen family. However, it does not mean that there is no gain at all. Chen Qingyun remembered the white jade plaque he got from Zhang Zhenai. On this jade plaque, there is a scene of a fairy mansion in the clouds. Could it be related to the secluded fairy mansion? Unfortunately, the Zhang family's library has been swept and burned by the ancient gods' demon cultivators. It is definitely not feasible to investigate along the clue of the Zhang family. We have to look for more. When we really can't find specific information, we have to ask Chen Qingfeng, or ask Bai Yinying again. A few days after Bai Yinying left, Chen Xianmin took Chen Qingfeng, Chen Qingyun, and Chen Qingyun to Fengrao Market and began to check the shops left by the Zhang family. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 419, Winning Over the People. On the day when Zhang Shengyuan, Zhang Shengs, and Zhang Shengyai packed up and fled, they were killed by a group of rogue cultivators. Chen Xianming had already sent people to Fengrao Fang City to take over the Zhang family's shop. The reputation of the Chen family has already spread to Fengrao Fang City. Many people were originally jealous of these 3 shops and wanted to own them. But anyone with a little bit of brains knows that they are planning a store and that it is profitable. Are the Chen family just fools who don't understand the benefits here? The Zhang family invaded first and was then destroyed by the Chen family. The Chen family naturally had reasons and was more qualified to obtain the industrial resources left by the Zhang family. In Fengrao Fang City, no one dares to get involved in the 3 shops left by the Zhang family, knowing that this is an industry that the Chen family will inherit. At this juncture, no one wants to provoke Chen Xianming and Chen Qingyun. According to the information the family has, the total annual income of these 3 stores, Yongnong, Baibao, and Datong, is close to 10,000 spirit stones. This profit is considerable, but all the good things in the store have been divided up by casual cultivators, and we have only inherited an empty shell of the store. If we want to continue operating, we have to get our own goods to sell. Hey, I lost a lot of spiritual stones in vain. After inspecting the 3 Jiang stores, Yongnongtang, Baibatang, and Atongtang, Lu Qingfeng couldn't help but sigh when looking at the empty shelves. Chen Qingyun also felt it was a pity and couldn't help but suggest. So many things were divided up by those casual cultivators. Judging from the amount of loss, it is at least 100,000 spiritual stones. Clan Chief, since we are going to take over, should we investigate the more than 20 casual cultivators who participated in the encirclement and suppression of Zhang Shengyuan and the others that day, and then search their storage bags to try to recover the losses? Don't talk about retrieving everything, just half. If you can make up for it a little, 300 and 500, that's also a spiritual stone. As soon as Chen Qingyun's words came out, Chen Xianming waved his hand, shook his head and said, "You can't do it like this. It's not as simple as you think. Those casual cultivators have divided up these resources. It's not easy for them to admit it and then spit it out. This does not include the fact that many of the casual cultivators who participated have already moved away. How do we find them? It is too time-consuming and labor-intensive. You can also imagine that the casual cultivators were helpless and most of them had to tighten their belts to make ends meet. This time they took risks for the sake of profit and eliminated the 3 remnants of Zhang Shengyuan for us. This was originally beneficial to us and can also be regarded as our benefit. Chen Qingyun frowned and asked, what should we do? Should we just let them take the things and leave them alone? If this spreads out, wouldn't outsiders think that our Chen family is easy to bully? Chen Xianmin thought for a while and expressed his thoughts. We are not casual cultivators. We need to consider the long-term development of the family, so we must leave room for action and cannot offend outsiders at will. I don't think it's better than this. I'm new here, so I have to spend some money on traveling. Only investment will pay off. We will not pursue those resources that have been divided up by them. We, the Chen family, should be generous and tolerant and use it to win people's hearts when settling in Fengrao City. It's just right to use those resources as a meeting gift to reward those Taoist friends who have achieved great blessings. It can also be regarded as repaying them for their efforts. In business, you will get rewards if you invest. Sometimes a loss is a blessing. Chen Qingyun didn't have enough experience, so he just felt that what Chen Xianmin did must make sense and was the best plan. All he has to do is carry out the instructions and not object. Sure enough, Chen Qingyun's next few words immediately made Chen Qingyun suddenly realize, and finally understood Chen Xianmin's good intentions. King Nian, the patriarch is right. Think about it differently. The items in these 3 stores belong to the Zhang family. We use these items as travel money to leave a good reputation for magnanimity in Fengrao City. This can leave a good impression on the local cultivators, which will also facilitate future business. At least 7 out of 10 customers in the market are casual cultivators. Since we have to deal with casual cultivators for a long time, we can't be too stingy, let alone offend them. The necessary sacrifices cannot be made less. Haha, yes, Qingyun said what I was thinking. Qingyun, you have to ask Qingyun for advice on how to behave. Chen Xianmin smiled. The 4 of them discussed for a while, and then Chen Xianmin drafted a notice and erected it at the entrance of each of the 3 stores. The content of the notice is simple. What was there before the 3 shops and what is still left now. The Chen family has put past the past. What they want now is the deeded shop. The Chen family will not recover the resources and treasures that were divided up by the casual cultivators, but will treat them as rewards for eradicating Zhang Shengyuan, Zhang Shengs, and Zhang Shengyai for the Chen family. From now on, I also hope that everyone will stop spreading rumors and making trouble. Whoever gets the treasure will do so by chance and good luck. Chen Xianming and 4 others came to take over the shop, which attracted the close attention of many monks in the city. In just one day, many monks saw the announcement and were surprised by the Chen family's decision. The more than 100,000 yuan in store product resources were taken away at any time. They were all regarded as rewards and divided among the casual cultivators who participated in the encirclement and suppression of Zhang Shengyuan and the other 2 people. There was a lot of discussion for a while. Under such public opinion, some people began to claim that the Chen family was really magnanimous and willing to make concessions, and that it was time to eradicate the Zhang family and become the #1 family in the Xingsha Islands. At the same time, those independent cultivators who had divided the resources of the shops were still worried that the Chen family would come to them. Now that they heard the content of the notice, they were all happy and finally put down their worries. Since the Chen family did not pursue the matter and directly stated publicly that these resources were given to them as rewards, they were convinced and applauded. Some independent cultivators began to return to Fengrao Market and continued to pay attention to the dynamics of the Chen family. They had a good impression of this family and found that it was not as petty as imagined. In the future, if there is a need to buy, You can choose to do business with the cultivators of the Chen family first. It is not impossible to repay them a little after receiving their benefits. Buying things costs money, so what's wrong with making money for the Chen family? Since the family is short of manpower, it is impossible to send people to run 3 shops at the same time. Chen Xianmin suggested that 2 of them be sold and Hongda Hall be left to run. Before this, the family had Danhong Pavilion in Heyu Market and Qingyun Hall in Yishi Island. These 2 stores are to expand the market and increase the sales of red iron swords, tortoise shell shields and other products, so as not to always do business in a small area. Now, leaving a Hongda Hall in Fengruofang is also to expand the market to this market. In the future, monks from a radius of 10,000 miles can come here to purchase red iron swords, tortoise shell shields, etc., without having to travel far to Hefang Market or Yishi Island. In Xingsha Islands, there are 2 stores located separately, more than 20,000 miles apart, further expanding the sales market. After the news of the sale of the store came out, the buyer was finalized in less than half a month. Chapter 420 Xianzhen Pavilion. There are many shops in Fengrao Market, and more than 30 of them are vacant and unrented. Bai Bao Hall and Datan Hall are not very popular because of their average location and low customer flow. If they are rented out, they will not have an advantage. The price will be 20% to 30% lower than other shops, and they are not competitive at all. Chen Xianmin decided to sell these 2 shops after weighing the pros and cons. He decided to concentrate funds on major projects and renovate Hongda Hall, which has the best location. According to the plan, the family will build a market on New Anzu Island in the future, and a large number of shops will be built for rent and sale. At present, there are more than 50 casual cultivators living on Yuanzhu Island. In order to meet the trading needs of casual cultivators and facilitate travel, the prototype of the market has begun to sprout. The 2 shops were bought by the Zhu family of Qingbo Mountain and the Zhang family of Chu Island. The price is not expensive. The Zhu family bought Bai Bao Hall for 13,000 spirit stones. The Zhang family bought Datan Hall, which is a bigger shop, for 15,000 spirit stones. The 2 families are old acquaintances, they do business here together. The shops are far apart, so the 3 families can take care of each other and help each other. After the transaction was completed, the remaining Hongda Hall was renovated and renamed Xianzhen Pavilion, which was temporarily taken over by Chen Qingyun. On the opening day 3 days later, Xianzhen Pavilion attracted nearly 100 customers, 80% of whom were independent cultivators. 26 orders were made, and the net profit reached 255 spiritual stones. Among these buyers, 6 were independent cultivators who participated in the encirclement and suppression of Zhang Jinyuan, and the other 2. Because Chen Xianmin had not blamed them for the past and did not recover the resources before, they decided to repay the Chen family. There happened to be a demand for purchase, so they came to take care of the business. Originally, many people speculated that the Chen family would start a fight and offend the independent cultivators here when they settled in Fengruofang City. Unexpectedly, instead of offending them, they made a good start and left such a good impression. Xianzhen Pavilion began to operate, mainly selling 4 resources: red iron sword, tortoise shell shield, spiritual sand white, and spiritual scarlet. In addition, there are some elixirs and talismans for sale and recycling, which are temporarily managed by Chen Qingyun. After returning from Fengrao Market in Linjian Island, Chen Xianmin reinstalled the demon killing cannon these days. With the protection of the 9 cauldrons universe formation, even if a giant and cultivator attacks, there is still capital to fight, and the defense of Linjian Island has reached a peak. In the battle with the Zhang family, his own strength was exposed, which attracted too many people's attention, which is a good thing. If someone is curious, how did Chen Qingyun quickly break through from the early stage of Xifu to the peak of Xifu in just a few years? How to explain this? The great wilderness devouring demon art must not be exposed, which will bring disaster to the family. Chen Qingyun felt a sense of urgency. Even Chen Xianmin has accelerated the progress of collecting demon pills, hoping to cultivate a purple mansion cultivator for the family as soon as possible. so as to face the crisis that may come at any time. According to the statistics of the skills, if you want to gather the power of all demons to condense the golden pill, you need a lot of demon pills. According to Chen Qingyun's calculation, to break through the golden core stage from the purple mansion peak, at least 20,000 first-level demon pills are needed, which is equivalent to 750,000 spirit stones. Second-level demon pills require 1. Third-level demon pills require 100. Such a large number of demon pills has far exceeded the total number of demon pills obtained by all Chen family cultivators during the Xingzong campaign. It is not easy to buy so many demon pills on the market with only the more than 20 cultivators of the Chen family, and how to conceal the intention of buying a large number of demon pills. Realizing that whether it is keeping the skills secret or purchasing a large number of demon pills, this is the most important task of the Chen family at present. Chen Qingyun just thought about it for a while and decided to strengthen his strength as much as possible. In terms of cultivation realm, there will be no obvious improvement in a short time, so start with equipment. First of all, the first step is for Chen Qingyun to strengthen the magic weapon on his body. The middle grade magic weapon, the Sea Escape Shuttle, has been strengthened twice, upgraded to the extreme level, and its power has doubled. The lower grade magic weapon, the Ice Dragon Ring, was also strengthened into a top grade magic weapon. It was more swift to use, and the ice and snow field it released increased from the original 100 meters to 10 miles, or 5,000 meters. Then, there was the Thunder Sword. Due to the special nature of this immortal sword, after Chen Qingyun was promoted to the peak of the Purple Mansion, as long as he continued to nourish it during this period, he could upgrade it to a top-grade magic weapon, which was expected to take about 5 years. Of course, it is also possible to speed up the promotion of the immortal sword by absorbing some natural treasures and rare treasures. In order to save time, Chen Qingyun directly strengthened it and strengthened the Thunder Sword into a top-grade magic weapon in one fell swoop, which had a stronger effect of restraining demon cultivators, and its power increased by more than 2 times. If he fought Zhang Zanai again now, he would be able to smash the opponent's blood-transforming black knife with one sword, which would make the peak demon cultivators of the Purple Mansion change color. In addition, Chen Qingyun did not strengthen the lightning beads, the wind escape robe, and the greenwood worm jade for the time being. You have to keep a few ordinary magic tools and magic treasures as backup, so that you don't have to use the best magic weapons to fight the enemy every time. When you meet a strong enemy, you will be strong, and when you meet a weak enemy, you will be weak. Just act according to the situation when fighting, and you can give it to your clan members in the future. After completing the magic weapon enhancement, Chen Qingyun spent his mind on the 5 elements puppet. As the divine consciousness improves, more 5 elements puppets can be made. Chen Qingyun made a large number of puppets and began to fuse the 5 elements of gold, wood, water, fire and earth as a group. He obtained 6 5 elements puppets in the early stage of foundation building, and then strengthened them to the peak of foundation building. At this time, Chen Qingyun turned to prepare for the fusion of magic weapons. Counting the materials for refining weapons on his body, there are a total of 89 kinds, ranging from the 1st to the 3rd level. Chen Qingyun selected the horns and wings of the thunderstorm beast, and combined with many weapon materials, spent a day to refine 3 second-level top-grade magic weapons. These 3 magic weapons are the White Dragon Chain Blade, the Ice Ring and the Thunder Wind Wings. The 3 magic weapons are fused in groups of 2 puppets. Consuming 300 reinforcement points. 3 Purple Mansion initial stage puppets are fused, namely the Chain Blade Puppet, the Ice Puppet and the Thunder Puppet. The Chain Blade Puppet, while retaining the characteristics of the 5 Elements Puppet, integrates the power of the White Dragon Chain Blade. The chain blades are extremely sharp and flexible, and can bind the enemy like a rope, exerting an effect similar to that of a python entangled to kill the enemy. The Ice Puppet can exert an effect similar to that of the Ice Dragon Ring. The difference is that this is a single attack, which can release an ice ring to freeze the enemy. Once an ice ring is cast, the Purple Mansion monks can be frozen into ice sculptures. The Sky Thunder Puppet can use the Sky Thunder Wind Wings to exert agile mobility, and master the power of the Sky Thunder, which can release thunder to attack a single enemy or a group. The 3 new puppets have their own characteristics. Chen Qingyun strengthened them all to the peak of the Purple Mansion and the level of top-grade magic weapons. Now, with 12 Purple Mansion puppets and many top-grade magic weapons, Chen Qingyun's combat power has become several points stronger. According to the strength of the Divine Consciousness, 45 magic weapons can be controlled at the same time. Chen Qingyun continued to refine magic weapons and created 2 top-level Luan birds. 12 Luan birds, 12 puppets, 3 patrol ships, and a Panlong were all dispatched. If he controlled 5 magic weapons by himself, it would be just 45 magic weapons at the same time, maximizing the Divine Consciousness. Generally, the battle that could make Chen Qingyun go all out like this was at least against a giant and cultivator. Time flies, and the seasons change. In the blink of an eye, more than half a year has passed. On this day, the family received good news. Chapter 421 Skywind Beast. The good news is that the family has added a new spiritual root fairy seedling. Chen Qingyun's son Chen Nianhong turned 1-year-old and has been tested for spiritual roots in Linxi County. Surprisingly, this little kid has the qualifications of gold and fire dual spiritual roots. For a time, Chen Qingyun and Situmeni were excited, and the whole family was also very happy. In the absence of a natural spiritual root, dual spiritual roots are enough to be called excellent qualifications. After all, a natural spiritual root is rare in 100 years, and there are only a handful of known natural spiritual root cultivators in the Xinghai cultivation world. Dual spiritual roots can be worshipped in the Xingzan and become a direct disciple of a Purple Mansion cultivator. And the wives and concubines of the 11th uncle gave birth to children this year, a total of 4 people, 2 boys and 2 girls, and it is expected that spiritual roots will be tested in 8 or 9 months. At the same time as the family added a new fairy seedling, Chen Xianmin came to Zhenhai Island and began to arrange the 3rd-level soul formation to improve the spiritual veins of Zhenhai Island. This soul formation was customized in the Zhang family a year ago and was made by the head of the Zhang family himself. It took a year and cost 12,500 spirit stones, which was at the level of the 3rd grade middle grade. Due to the previous experience of setting up the spirit formation, the formation was set up quickly this time. Chen Qingyun assisted the old patriarch in setting up the formation and completed it in half a day. The spirit vein of Zhenhai Island is expected to be upgraded to the 3rd grade top grade in 5 years. If a 4th grade spirit formation is set up in the future, it will not be so simple. It will also require Bai Yinying to come to Zhenhai Island to do it personally, and many precious materials need to be purchased. After setting up the formation, Chen Xianmin has no intention of returning to Lingjian Island for the time being. There is still one thing he needs to discuss with Chen Qingyun. Chen Xianmin never drags his feet in doing things, and mentioned the matter of collecting demon pills. Qingyun, do you remember that more than a year ago I told you that I wanted to train another Purple Mansion cultivator for the family as soon as possible, and the person I chose was your 5th sister? After that, I started to do this the next day. After more than a year of hard work, we purchased demon pills in various markets, and purchased demon beasts hunted by the demon hunting team in the outer sea. Even your grandfather Dalen, Uncle Qingfeng and I went out to sea to hunt demons, running around and spending a lot of time. So far, we have spent a total of more than 60,000 spirit stones, plus the harvest we got from hunting demons. We are still short of about 400 first-level demon pills. More than 400 demon pills. This number is difficult to buy in the short term. We have traveled to dozens of markets in the inner and outer seas, and we have bought all the demon pills we can buy. So, the remaining demon pills, why not make up for it by going out to sea to hunt demons? Chen Xianmin and his friends purchased demon pills in the market. In order to be safe and not expose their identities, they all changed their body shape, appearance and breath with mirage beads. During this period, there were also cases where a shopkeeper, out of greed, contacted his accomplices to ambush Chen Xianmin and others outside the market after the transaction was completed. However, Chen Xianmin and his companions were shrewd and deliberately disguised their cultivation aura as that of a cultivator in the early stage of foundation building, or a cultivator in the 9th level of Qi training. This also led to the other party misjudging their strength, even if they tried to ambush with the strongest combat power. When they started, they were directly killed by Chen Xianmin and his companions in one wave, and they had no power to resist. Even if the Purple Mansion cultivator lowered his status and did ambush and kill, it was not easy to win against a Purple Mansion late-stage cultivator like Chen Xianmin. Chen Xianmin did not underestimate the enemy when he started fighting, and he also went all out to kill the foundation building cultivator, but he would try to use the signature Fiery Sky Sword as little as possible, and mainly used public magic weapons that did not reveal his identity. Knowing that the family has recently started to cultivate the 5th sister and the demon pills have been collected, Chen Qingyun couldn't help but smile and asked, "Does the clan leader have a demon hunting target?" Chen Xianmin is a man of swift action. Since he has mentioned this matter, he wants to collect the remaining demon pills by going out to sea to hunt demons, so he must have a specific plan. Indeed, there is a target. Sure enough, Chen Xianmin took out a map of the alien sea with an island marked on it, and pointed with his finger. In the past 2 months, your uncle Qingfeng and I have found traces of demon beasts on this island, including 3 third-level Tanfeng beasts. As long as we kill the 3 Tanfeng beasts in this battle, it will be enough to collect the demon pills. Speaking of Tanfeng beasts, Chen Xianmin carefully described the origin of this kind of demon beast. The Tanfeng beast is named Tanf, which is related to Tanfeng. They are wind-attributed demon beasts and have the bloodline magical power to perform Tanfeng. Where there is Tanf, there may not be Tanfeng beasts. Nature can breed Tanfeng. But where there are Skywind beasts, there must be Skywind. The most difficult part of dealing with Skywind beasts is to resist the Skywind while guarding against the opponent's attacks. In the Starry Sea, most ordinary Skywinds can be restrained by first-level wind-fixing beads, so that they are not affected by the storm. However, the Skywind exerted by the third-level Skywind beast cannot be resisted by just the first-level wind-fixing beads. The power of the magic weapon is still lacking, and at least the third-level wind-fixing beads are needed. The first-level wind-fixing beads used to fight against the Skywind nurtured by nature are sold in large quantities on the market. Buying the second-level wind-fixing beads is a bit more difficult, and it is not easy to buy. But the third-level wind-fixing beads are out of stock. Chen Xianmin realized that it was not easy to buy the third-level Skywind-fixing beads, so he prepared to invite Chen Qingyun to refine one, and collect whatever materials he needed. Without the third-level wind-fixing beads, it is much more difficult to deal with the Skywind beast in the Purple Mansion period, so for the sake of safety, this thing should be prepared. In the family, you are the only one who is a third-level weapon refiner. I will trouble you this time. You can tell me how much the refining will cost. Chen Xianmin smiled slightly and said with a bit of expectation. Among the third-level weapon refining inherited by Xingzong, there are first to third-level Fengfeng pearl refining recipes. If Chen Qingyun is not willing to help, then Chen Xianmin can only take a risk and use the second-level wind-fixing beads and a group of wind-controlling magic weapons to fight against the Tanfeng beast. Upon hearing the invitation from the old patriarch, Chen Qingyun agreed without thinking. The family seeks blessings for the 5th sister, and now he only needs to refine the third-level Fengfeng bead, which is simple. The wind-controlling weapon on Chen Qingyun's body has a wind-fixing bead and a wind escape rope. I can provide the third-level wind-fixing bead. The clan leader might as well wait for me for a day. Thinking of these 2 magic weapons, Chen Qingyun smiled lightly. Besides, in order to ensure the success of this operation, why don't I go with you? Okay, thank you Qingyun. If you need any materials, just ask and I will get them all. Don't worry about the materials, a wind-fixing pearl can be delivered tomorrow. Oh, so fast. After finalizing the decision, Chen Xianmin settled in Zhenhai Island and began to work in the weapon refining workshop in the hematite mine, busy from time to time. Chen Qingyun did not fly out of Zhenhai Island to buy the materials for refining the wind-fixing pearl. Instead, he returned to his residence and took out the wind-fixing pearl on his body. Chapter 422, Monster Hunting. This wind-fixing bead is a first-grade top-grade magic weapon. After Chen Qingyun strengthened it several times, the orb was upgraded to a top-grade magic weapon. On the next day, Chen Qingyun gave the Dingfeng Pearl to Chen Xianming. High-grade, wind-fixing pearl, Qingyun, your weapon refining skills have reached the 3rd level of high grade? Chen Xianming saw the grade of Dingfeng Pearl and couldn't help but look shocked. Exactly. Chen Qingyun nodded, causing Chen Xianming to look ecstatic. Ha ha ha, good, good. You have made remarkable progress in the past few years, and your weapon refining skills have also grown so rapidly. You have far surpassed your grandpa Daoran. You are really a formidable young man. The reason why Chen Qingyun only strengthened the Dingfeng Pearl to the high-grade level. On the one hand, this level of wind-fixing beads is enough to deal with the Sky Wind Beast, and there is no need to use the best wind-fixing beads. On the other hand, his weapon refining skills are of the 3rd level, and it would be difficult to explain if he took out a top-level wind-fixing bead. In this case, just strengthen it to the highest level, which is enough. Chen Xianming will not take this wind-fixing pearl for nothing and is ready to calculate the merits for Chen Qingyun. He said with a straight face, the price of the Dingfeng Pearl is about 1,000 spiritual stones cheaper than the magic weapon of the same level. This one is a high-grade one. I will give it to you according to the price of the magic weapon of the same level. The total is 120,000 merits. I don't have so many spirit stones with me now. At the end of the month, the family will have a white stone income, and your share of the income will be given to you. If you want to exchange these meritorious deeds for spiritual stones, then go ahead and exchange them for spiritual stones. Clan leader, there is no need for this. This wind-fixing bead is not expensive to make, you can just take it and use it. No. It's okay to take the fruits of your labor for free and take advantage of future generations. This is absolutely unacceptable. Then, it's better to wait until this operation is completed and I will take back the wind-fixing pearl. What does the clan leader want? Well, I still feel like I'm taking advantage of you. The family can train the 5th sister to be promoted to the Z mansion, so my contribution is nothing. The two chatted for a few words, and finally, Chen Xianming agreed to borrow the wind-fixing pearl for the time being and return it to Chen Qingyun when the matter was completed. After obtaining the equipment, the two briefly discussed it that day and set off to the Outer Star Sea to start a monster hunting operation. The two took the teleportation array from Tengwen Island to the Outer Star Sea, and then followed the map instructions non-stop to an island more than 600,000 miles away. This is an uninhabited desert island without a name, because there are Tanfen beasts living on the island. Chen Xianming named it Tanfen Island. The total area of Tanfen Island is only half the size of Zhenhai Island. When the two arrived at the coast of the island on the Panlong, Chen Xianming once again talked about the monsters on the island. There is a herd of heavenly wind beasts breeding on the island. Among them, the ones with the highest cultivation level are 3 third-level mid-level heavenly wind beasts. The rest have more than 22nd level heavenly wind beasts and 6 cubs. We are here to obtain the demon pill. Let's try our best to kill the 3rd-level sky wind beasts, but don't catch them all in one go. Chen Xianming had checked the situation on the island early. To be on the safe side, the two of them used their spiritual consciousness to carefully check the number of monsters on the island. The results of the investigation were exactly what Chen Xianming said, and there was nothing unusual. After knowing the enemy's situation well, Chen Xianming took out the wind-fixing pearl. The Dingfeng pearl emitted a layer of light cyan light, covering both him and Chen Qingyun. Chen Qingyun used the wind escape robe to once again strengthen the wind control effect. After the two were ready, they flew through the air and flew straight to the island. Among the Tanfen beast group, there are also roles responsible for reconnaissance and guarding. Seeing the human monks flying into the territory, a first-order sky wind beast immediately sent out a message, conveying a loud cry. The size of an adult sky wind beast is 16 meters in size. After a pair of wings are spread out, it can reach 20 or 30 meters. Its whole body is azure, and its appearance is similar to that of a Suzaku, with a long quill tail. The sky wind beast is born to ride on the wind, and often appears in the most stormy places in the sea. It also has the power to make waves and overturn rivers and seas. The most striking features of them, besides being able to call upon the wind from the sky, are their long tails and a pair of cyan feathers on their spiritual pupils, which are as flexible as their eyebrows. As soon as he set foot on this island, Chen Qingyun clearly sensed that the power of wind on this island was extremely strong. There was a constant sound of wind in the air, accompanied by the howling of the sharp cold wind, and the temperature was damp and cold. The appearance of Chen Qingyun instantly alarmed the herd. The two second-level sky wind beasts were the closest and were the first to make a move. They spread out a pair of sharp claws and attacked Chen Qingyun and Chen Xianming respectively like an eagle hunting. Chen Xianming remained calm as he used the fiery heavenly sword and slashed in the air with the simplest move. He killed the two second-order heavenly wind beasts in just one face-to-face encounter. Two members of the same clan were beheaded, and bursts of cries erupted from the remaining sky wind beasts. A huge whirring sound sounded, and the two figures became even larger. After spreading its wings, a sky wind beast with a size of 30 meters came from the sky. They did not start to kill. Once they were dispatched, they opened up directly and used their bloodline magical power. I saw layers of wind attribute demonic power sweeping across their bodies. As their wings vibrated, bursts of whistling wind suddenly sounded. In an instant, within a radius of 10 miles, strong winds howled, and a tornado was brewing, sweeping and spreading with a roar. In just a few breaths, a heavenly wind was born. The sky wind spread violently in all directions with two sky wind beasts as the center. The fierce storm was like a huge wave hitting the shore, and it rushed towards Chen Qingyun and the others. They had used the wind-fixing beads early, and with the protection of the wind-escaping robe, this sky wind had no effect on the two. However, the sky wind was still as powerful as ever. Wherever it spread, dust filled the sky and the grass and trees fell. The seawater outside the island was rolled up, and gathered into the air in the state of a dragon sucking water, like a doomsday scene of a storm. The sky wind beasts themselves can control the storm, resist the storm, and shuttle freely in the storm. The surrounding sky wind beasts were accustomed to the sky wind that spread across the entire island and extended to a radius of 10 miles, and none of them were affected. Instead, they took advantage of the sky wind and took off into the air one by one. There were more than 20 of them, surrounding Chen Qingyun and the others. Several huge tornadoes spanned the sky and the earth, with a strong sense of tearing the surrounding trees to pieces, and continued to sweep towards Chen Qingyun and the others. As soon as these tornadoes approached, the surrounding spiritual energy of heaven and earth, and even the air, were quickly absorbed into the huge eye of the wind. The wind exerted by this third-level wind beast was enough to tear the flesh of a purple mansion cultivator. Even the magic weapon that was cast could be easily swept away. However, facing the wind-controlling magic weapon Tingfengzu, one of the tornadoes quickly swept over the two people, and could not exert any power at all. Chen Qingyun and the other person were as still as a mountain, and they could not even feel the sweeping power of the storm. The wind was firmly restrained, and the two of them took action, urging the fiery sky sword and the ice dragon ring to launch a counterattack. Chapter 423 Sky Wind Beast Cub. As the ice dragon ring showed its power, a colder feeling than the storm brewed in an instant. A brilliant ice dragon soared into the sky, looked up to gather energy, and then looked down at the earth, breathing out the dragon's breath. Visible to the naked eye, with the ice dragon as the center, the power of wind was used locally, and with the help of the sky wind, the ice and snow were suddenly covered, and the sky was full of snow. The entire island began to become covered in silver, filled with the strong and extremely cold power of wind and snow. The combat effectiveness of all the monsters within a radius of 10 miles was weakened by 30% at this moment. The three third-level sky wind beasts cried and felt the bone-chilling cold, and the power of the sky wind they exerted was reduced a lot. In this environment with sufficient wind attribute power, the ice dragon ring can use the wind to exert the stronger power of ice and snow, further suppressing the strength of this group of sky wind beasts. At this time, Chen Xianming used two swords in succession. Under the sweep of the sky wind, The raging fire on the flying sword not only did not go out, but became even more intense. With these two swords, he killed a third-level Skywind beast, and then killed the second one. Chen Qingyun only used the Ice Dragon Ring to suppress the whole scene. In this battle, Chen Xianmin alone could win. However, Chen Qingyun did not just watch, he sacrificed the Huoyang mirror and shot out a Huoyang divine light, easily killing a third-level Skywind beast and two second-level Skywind beasts that rushed to kill him. This battle lasted less than half an incense stick of time, and the three third-level Skywind beasts were killed. Among them, Chen Xianmin killed 4, and Chen Qingyun killed 3. As the three third-level Skywind beasts were killed, the huge Skywind slowly disappeared, and the whistling wind around faded away. The remaining 20-odd first and second-level Skywind beasts were no threat at all. They were extremely fearful and did not choose to encircle and suppress the two. They knew that they could not gain an advantage in this battle. They were somewhat intelligent. The two did not kill them all. They quickly cleaned up the battlefield and collected the bodies of several Skywind beasts. Chen Qingyun swept his spiritual sense and found two spirit beast eggs in the nest on the cliff. They were born by Skywind beasts. Hey, this is a good thing. This Skywind beast cub can also be cultivated. It will surely become a great help to the family in the future. Why don't we take these two eggs back? Chen Xianmin also noticed the situation in the nest. He smiled slightly and put the two Skywind beast eggs into the spirit beast bag. The Skywind beasts around had already retreated and did not dare to come forward. They could only be wary of Chen Qingyun and the others attacking again. The mission was successfully completed. Chen Qingyun and the others put away their magic weapons, glanced at the Skywind beasts around them, and did not kill them all. They flew away from Skywind Island. Although the three Skywind beasts were killed, within a few years, new third-level Skywind beasts will be born on this island. This tribe will continue to reproduce. It was more than 10 days later when they returned to Zhenhai Island. Chen Qingyun followed the tribe leader and took out the demon pills of the 7 Skywind beasts. The other 4 Skywind beasts were in the foundation building stage and were second-level demon pills. With these 3 demon pills, it is enough for Qingyun to open up the Purple Mansion. The success of this operation is inseparable from your contribution. These Skywind beast bodies and even these 4 second-level demon pills will be given to you as a reward. In addition, the wind-fixing beads will be returned together. You can keep them with you, maybe they will be useful in the future. I currently have several first and second-level wind-fixing beads here. Okay. Chen Qingyun nodded and accepted the Skywind beast body and the wind-fixing beads. The wings of the Skywind beast can be used to refine wind-attributed magic tools, such as the wind spirit wings. The demon pills can be used as resource reserve for impacting the golden core stage. The shelf life of the second-level demon pill can reach more than 20 years. The two discussed the 2 spirit beast eggs. Chen Xianmin was sure to hatch them, so they decided to hatch them on Zhenhai Island just like they did when they hatched Moling. After the spoils were divided, Chen Xianmin couldn't sit still and immediately summoned Chen Qingyun. Patriarch. Seeing the old patriarch appear, Chen Qingyun greeted him, but didn't know what he was doing. Chen Xianmin took out a storage bag. His face showed a serious expression, looked at Chen Qingyun and asked, "Qingyun, you are now in the late stage of foundation building. If you want to open up the Purple Mansion, how many years do you think it will take?" Chen Qingyun simply calculated and shook his head gently. "Opening up the Purple Mansion is not that easy. According to my qualifications, it will take at least 20 years. Chen Xianmin heard this, looked at Chen Qingyun, and smiled a little. 20 years is not necessary. I hope you can open up the Purple Mansion within 2 years. You have to have this confidence. Chen Qingyun is very smart. She immediately thought of the intention of Chen Xianmin to take out the storage bag. She couldn't help but say, "Patriarch, do you want me to use the Great Wilderness Devouring Demon art to impact the Purple Mansion period?" "Yes." Chen Xianmin put the storage bag on the table and pushed it in front of Chen Qingyun, saying with a look of longing, "In the past 1 or 2 years, we have gathered the demon pills needed for you to impact the Purple Mansion period. All these demon pills are here." From now on, you can practice in seclusion at any time. The third purple mansion cultivator that the family is preparing to cultivate is you. The demon pills that meet the requirements of impacting the purple mansion period have been gathered. Chen Qingyun knows the value of these demon pills. At this moment, she only feels flattered and touched. What virtue and ability do I have to make the family value me so much and focus on training me? Chen Daoran, Chen Dalan, and Chen Qingfeng, the three of them are also in the late stage of foundation building, and they are also qualified for training. This involves a demon pill worth tens of thousands of spirit stones, and the family just gave it to me for my retreat. The family's contribution is a bit too partial. Did you not expect that the family would cultivate you to advance to the purple mansion stage? Guessing that Chen Qingyun would feel dreamy and doubt that there was anything worth cultivating like this, Chen Xianming showed an admiring look and asked. Yes. Chen Qingyun nodded slowly. Chen Xianming said seriously, Qingyun, the family now has a lot of funds to purchase cultivation resources. Let you open up the purple mansion first, which is also a part of increasing their family's strength. After this, the family will also provide Daoran, Dalan and others with resources to impact the purple mansion period. Don't have any psychological pressure. Hey, children, these years have been letting you and Qingyun stationed outside, living on this Zhenhai island for many years. The family owes you. You are still so young, and the future is bright. I don't want to ignore your cultivation when the family is capable. The resources that should be given cannot be left behind. Chen Xianming sighed and chattered. After a while, he stood up and said, Okay, how much spirit stones are these demon pills worth? You don't need to think about it now. You break through to the purple mansion stage first. This is the greatest reward for the family. It is worth it for Qingyun and I to go out to sea to hunt demons these days and replenish the last 3 third-level demon pills you need. Hearing that Chen Qingyun was also involved, Chen Qingyun felt warm in her heart and smiled at Chen Qingyun with her beautiful eyes before accepting the storage bag. In order to let Chen Qingyun retreat with peace of mind, Chen Xianming summoned Chen Qingfeng and Chen Dalan to Zhenhai Island to manage the mine affairs during this period. He himself stayed on the island temporarily, preparing to hatch the Sky Wind Beast. Chapter 424 Biling and Erking. After learning that Chen Qingyun had obtained the demon elixir resources and was going into seclusion to attack the Zaifu period, Chen Dalan and Chen Qingfeng, instead of being jealous, were happy for Qingyun. The family has been developing vigorously all the way. The clan members have successively built foundations and strengthened their foundation. It is indeed necessary to cultivate new Zaifu monks as soon as possible. Qingyan is young, has great potential, and is a weapon refiner. Everyone knows how much she has paid for the family's hematite management over the years. If these resources were not given to her first, Chen Dalan and Chen Dalan would still feel it was unfair and would have to fight for her. There are 3 elders who are temporarily managing the mining of the mineral veins. After Chen Qingyun handed over some matters, he immediately prepared to retreat, not wanting to waste even a day. She could imagine how many times the clan members had to run around in wind and rain in order to collect these demon pills. This time in retreat, we must break through to the Zaifu stage in one fell swoop, and we must not let down their good intentions. In order to increase the 5th sister's chance of breakthrough, Chen Qingyun took out 2 middle-grade spiritual stones to help her break through. On the second day, under the watch of Chen Qingyun and 4 others, Chen Qingyun entered the retreat room and began to devote himself wholeheartedly to practice, which was expected to take 1 to 2 years. Someone in the family is attacking the Zaifu period. Currently, only Chen Qingyun and the 4 people on Zhenhai Island know about this news, and the news will not be leaked to the outside world for the time being. After Qingyun went into seclusion, Chen Xianming began to hatch the spirit beast eggs, and was responsible for it together with Chen Qingyun. Although Moling is a bird, it is still young and has not yet reached adulthood. It does not know how to help hatch the Sky Wind Beast. It's not greedy. It's good if it didn't eat these 2 eggs, so we can't count on Moling for the time being. The 2 consulted some books to understand the living habits of the Tanfu beast. Chen Xianming went to the Zhu family again, asked the Zhu family's beast master for some questions, and purchased 2 spirit beast contracts. Finally, he had a clue in his mind. The two spent more than 10 days building a greenhouse nest, constantly cultivating it, paying attention to the status of the 2 spirit beast eggs, and preparing in advance for signing the spirit beast contract. As time passed, until 2 months later, on this day, the 2 spirit beast eggs finally responded and began to hatch. 2 light blue birds poked their little heads out of the eggs one after another, opened their hazy eyes, and curiously looked at the world and the surrounding environment. They are very small and exquisite, only the size of a baby's fist. They are covered with a thin layer of turquoise feathers. They are opening their mouths and chirping like chickens, looking very lively. They saw Chen Xianming and Chen Qingyun. Each of them broke free from the eggshell, stepped forward with their little feet, waved their unformed wings, and showed their closeness. The 2 little sky wind beasts are of the 2nd level best bloodline, 1 male and 1 female. Their current strength is not comparable to that of a 1st level chi refining monk. Only when you grow up slowly will you gradually reach the 1st and 2nd levels. Only when you reach adulthood will you have the opportunity to awaken your 3rd level bloodline. But with Chen Qingyun here, there are naturally ways to improve their bloodline in advance. When a spirit beast breaks out of its shell, it will often regard the first creature it sees as its mother. Due to the inheritance of bloodline memory, Tanfeng Beast saw Chen Xianming and 2 people. Although it could recognize that they were not of the same race, it also regarded them as the closest and trusted people. Looking at the 2 Tanfeng Beast cubs, Chen Xianming smiled and stretched out his hand, showing a kind look, and touched their little heads. Qingyun, you have contributed a lot this time. It is up to you to sign a spiritual beast contract with these 2 sky wind beast cubs. You have cultivated Moling and Bailing successively. You must have a lot of experience in cultivating spiritual beasts. They are just right for you. It's good to have contributed by yourself, but the old clan leader also put in effort, so that he wouldn't get all the benefits himself. Chen Qingyun suggested, how about this, I can just raise one, and the other one will be your spiritual beast. The 2 declined for a few words, but in the end Chen Xianming couldn't defeat Chen Qingyun and signed a spiritual beast contract with one of the male Tanfeng beasts. Chen Qingyun signed a spirit beast contract with the female sky wind beast and officially obtained the 3rd companion spirit beast. Continuing the naming method of the first 2 spirit beasts, the little Tanfeng beast is green in color and lively. Chen Qingyun named it Bailing. Bailing, well, it's a good name. Then let me call this one Erking. Chen Xianming's Tanfeng beast broke out of its shell later than Bailing and ranked 2nd. Chen Xianming simply named it Erking. Because of Bailing, Erking was still young and staggered when he walked. His wings had not grown yet. He was like a chicken and could not fly yet. The 2 fed them with animal milk for a few days until they could run around in the ground and make trouble, and then optimize their bloodline with ancient white stone. Bailing and Erking absorbed a little bit of the energy of creation and fell into a deep sleep. As wind attribute beasts, the 2 little guys are very naughty. They are both sleeping now, so naturally they are very well behaved. When he wakes up, he still doesn't know what his strength will be. If he was brought back to Lingjian Island to be raised, there might be 1 or 2 small winds, which would not be a big problem for the monks. But there are still about 20,000 family mortals living on Lingjian Island, but they cannot withstand such winds. Considering this, Chen Xianming asked Chen Qingyun about his intention to keep her king on Zhenhai Island temporarily. I have a magic weapon like Cave Heaven and Paradise, which is just right for Bailing to live in. Chen Qingyun mentioned Foodie Pearl. Chen Xianming couldn't help but his eyes lit up when he heard this. A Cave Heaven Blessed Land type magic weapon, a unique magic weapon of Zhuangki sect more than 1,000 years ago? Chen Xianming has rich experience and immediately thought of Zhuangki sect. In Chen Xianming's expectant eyes, Chen Qingyun took him into the Blessed Land Pearl, which made the old man marvel. He felt that he had seen such magic weapons in the classics before, but he didn't expect to see it with his own eyes today. This Cave Heaven Blessed Land type magic weapon is not divided into grades, but divided into 3 levels. The lower grade is called Cave Heaven, the middle grade is called Blessed Land, and the upper grade is called Fairyland. Chen Qingyun's Blessed Land Pearl is a blessed land level, with mountains, rivers and a first-grade upper-grade spiritual vein, with a total area of about 100 miles. When he saw that Chen Qingyun also planted spiritual medicine here and Mo Ling also lived here, Chen Xianmin was envious and happy that Chen Qingyun had such a good opportunity. With such a treasure as the Blessed Land Pearl, Chen Xianmin was more determined to keep working on Zhenhai Island for the time being. After a few days, when Erking grows up a little, he will come to get it. The two built a nest in the Blessed Land bead and put the two Tanfu beasts into the nest. The environment here is very suitable for them to live. Then, Chen Qingyun remembered the group of jade spirit bees and took Chen Xianmin to check it out. When he looked, he found that there were several more jade spirit bees in the beehive. Chapter 425 Refining Wind Spirit Wings. 6 new spirit bees have been added. It seems that they have adapted to this place and started to reproduce. Chen Qingyun counted the number of jade spirit bees. These 6 spirit bees were all in their infancy, less than the size of a fingernail. Generally speaking, it takes about a month for jade spirit bees to grow to adulthood. Jade spirit bees. Chen Xianmin is knowledgeable and has seen jade spirit bees when he was studying at the Zhu family, so he recognized them at a glance. Chen Qingyun explained in detail the origin of this group of jade spirit bees, thinking of separating a dozen of them for Chen Xianmin to take back to the family for breeding. Jade spirit honey is very useful for the family's qi refining cultivators. No need. This is your opportunity and a gift from your 6th grandfather. There are only 30 or so of them. It was originally a small group, so there is no need to separate them. Chen Xianmin insisted on not accepting them. Chen Qingyun knew the character of the old patriarch, so he didn't say anything more. After observing these jade spirit bees for a while, Chen Qingyun used his spiritual sense to explore and found that their strength had improved and had reached the initial stage of foundation building. However, this initial stage of foundation building is a bit weak with their small size. Only when they fight in groups can they fully exert their strength. If they fight alone, they are still in the qi refining stage. This is also the shortcoming of many spirit insects. Although their bloodline seems to be strong, their individual strength is difficult to exert to the extreme. They need to rely on the same group to fight together to exert their peak combat power. Fortunately, Chen Qingyun did not command this group of spirit bees to fight, so he just let them reproduce in this blessed land bead. Looking at the jade spirit honey again, more than a year has passed, and it has accumulated to about half the size of a teacup. Chen Qingyun poured out about half of it, filled a small jade bottle, and took it out to King Luan. King Luan's current cultivation is already the 8th level of qi refining, which is in a bottleneck period. These jade spirit honeys are estimated to save her about half a year of cultivation time. After settling the 2 Tanfu beasts, Chen Xianmin set off to return to Lingjian Island the next day. He had been away from the clan for more than 2 months and still had family affairs to deal with. Chen Qingyun was not idle either, and instructed Chen Qingluan to refine magic tools. Although Chen Qingluan has water spiritual roots, refining tools is not only for those with fire spiritual roots. There is a refining room on Zhenhai Island. Those who can cast spells and reach the 2nd level of qi refining can activate the earth fire to refine tools. Chen Qingluan is very smart and has a good comprehension ability. She tried to refine the red iron sword. After only 2 attempts, a red iron sword came out slowly. In this way, she officially entered the ranks of tool refiners and became a 1st level lower grade tool refiner. This progress is faster than Chen Qingyun and Chen Qingyun. King Luan was very happy to refine the red iron sword. She jumped up and down, full of energy. She couldn't help but want to share this good news with Chen Qingyun, but soon remembered that the 5th sister was still in seclusion and couldn't disturb her at this time. Continue to guide King Luan to learn the art of refining. Chen Qingyun paid attention to Chen Qingyun and found that everything was normal in her retreat room. She was still slowly refining the demon pill. It was estimated that she would need at least 1 year of retreat. Chen Qingyun did not disturb. On the family side, Chen Qingyun learned some news from his 11th uncle Chen Qinggu these days. The 4 children of the 11th uncle have all turned 1-year-old in the past 1 or 2 months. They have excellent roots, so they went to test their spiritual roots. 2 boys and 2 girls. Lucky enough, one of the boys has the 3 spiritual roots of water, wood and wind, so he was included in the family tree, and his name was changed from Chen Zida to Chen Qingda, becoming the new generation of immortal seedlings of the Chen family. Chen Qingyun sent congratulations to his 11th uncle, and asked his 11th uncle to bring a message to the family, telling them that everything was fine. King Luan had made great progress, and had become a refiner. Hearing the news from his 11th uncle, Chen Ping and Li Xiang were overjoyed. The couple also said that after Chen Qingyun, they were ready to have a 4th child and wanted to have another child while they were still young. With a continuous leisurely life, Chen Qingyun did not need to spend too much time on cultivation for the time being. He continued to order the puppets to hunt monsters around Xinhai Island and accumulate demon pills. He also began to spend his mind on refining instruments, preparing to refine several new magic weapons, and then tried to impact the 3rd level top grade. There are several materials on the Tanfeng beast that can be used to refine 3rd level magic weapons, and the fur can also be used as a talisman material, which is very practical. 3 3rd level Tanfeng beasts. Chen Qingyun calculated that at most 3 wind spirit wings can be refined, just enough for the old patriarch, Qingyun, and Liu Zilin. After Qingyun was promoted to the Purple Mansion period, it was the time when magic weapons were needed. Chen Qingyun always remembered that he could make rapid progress and master many Purple Mansion puppets, which was inseparable from the careful teaching of the 5th sister in the art of refining instruments, and the book 5 Elements Puppetry given to him that year. Chen Qingyun's refining attainments have now reached the 3rd level top grade, enough to refine magic weapons by himself, and it is not difficult to refine one for the 5th sister. The method of refining the wind spirit wings is in the 3rd level refining inheritance exchanged from the star sect. The wind spirit wings on Chen Qingyun were exchanged from the star sect. Having reached the level of a 3rd level refiner, Chen Qingyun can also observe various magic weapons and identify which array patterns are engraved and which materials are used to refine them. The only thing that is difficult to see is the engraving technique of the array patterns and how the various array patterns are superimposed and combined. Different magic weapons may have the same number and type of array patterns. But as long as the engraving techniques are different and the steps before and after are changed, the power and effect of the magic weapon will eventually be different, and it needs to be used flexibly. Chen Qingyun is very familiar with the wind spirit wings. To refine this item, 2 raw materials are required. One is the wings of the sky wind beast, and the other is the sky dark stone. In addition, there are 4 2nd level materials. Among these materials, except for the sky wind beast wings and sky dark stone, which are difficult to obtain, the rest of the materials can be bought in the market. It's nothing more than running a few more times and asking more. Chen Qingyun calculated the materials on his body. The most lacking is the sky dark stone, and there are 2 2nd level materials, the magic spirit sand and the copper. After notifying King Luan and leaving Beilin to guard, Chen Qingyun began to circulate between 6 or 7 markets such as Hia, Fangrao, and Xinglin to purchase materials. Among them, the magic spirit sand was purchased in Fangrao market, and 6 pieces of the copper were bought in Tong market. The sky dark stone is the most special. After being injected with mana, it has the effect of changing size. This effect still exists when it is refined with many materials. Therefore, the sky dark stone can be used to refine storage bags, flying boats and other magical tools, and it is very practical. However, the output of Qingguang stone is not much, and it is usually of the 1st or 2nd grade quality, which cannot be used to refine the wind spirit wings. The 3rd grade and above Qingguang stones are mostly contained in meteorite iron from outer space, and need to be captured and collected by Yuanying cultivators. Fortunately, after going through several major markets, Chen Qingyun finally got the news in Qingling Square and knew that Chen Mengru had a way to get a piece. So, after negotiating with Chen Mengru, Chen Qingyun paid 1,000 spirit stones as a deposit, and got a piece of Qingguang stone 3 months later, which cost 3,500 spirit stones. After purchasing all the materials, Chen Qingyun retreated on Zhenhai Island and began to refine the wind spirit wings without sleep or food. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.